Have a look at that up on the big screen. All captured by Ash Media. So good to have the crew from Ash Media back here at Ian Botcher Race Parts, Kingaroy Speedway.
Well, look, we'll have to have a chat to the Chief Steward. I was about to have a chat to Kai Walters, Australian champion. Just got to the window and he got called back out onto the racetrack. How about that? If I wasn't all that careful, he would have run over my feet.
Yeah.
But we'll get to talk to him during the
Oh yeah,
the
absolutely.
night, I'm sure.
How good is it having the current king and the Australian #1 on the front row leading the pack around?
Well, good afternoon. Welcome to Ian Botcher Race Parts, Kingaroy Speedway. We're tuning in live with plenty of people right around the world on Dirt Vision and clayperview.com right now. Welcome to a beautiful afternoon as it's turned out. My name is Ryan Harris. I'll be your host for the next 3 nights here in Kingaroy. I'll be joined by the track commentators Damien Martu and Paul Gannon as we bring you an intense 3 nights of action in what is Australia's richest modified sedan event, the Kings Royal. This place is absolutely buzzing already. There must be over 1,000 people already here camping right throughout the grounds. This place is a showgrounds. It doubles as a caravan park and it's green. And look at that. You can see that on our screen right now. Look at the parking lot. It is full of people camping in motorhomes, tents, caravans. It's absolutely phenomenal. And I just want to absolutely thank every single person that's come to be part of this. And of course, we'll get to the opening ceremony. This club here is phenomenal. They do a tremendous job, and every single person involved should feel very, very proud of what you have achieved at this wonderful event. Well, we're going to run a very quick hot lap session for our first time modified sedan drivers very, very shortly. So we might go to a quick commercial break, be back with hot laps for modified sedans. All right, modified sedans on track for hot lap session #1, or first time drivers or new cars. Damien Miller out there in the Victoria #6. Good to have him up here. That car previously owned by Clint Noakes. Dean Ruthenberg from Rockhampton in the 72 is behind him in the Cortina. Ty Galley is back with the new machine in the 88. Andrew Dyke in the Victoria 42 is out on the racetrack as well. And Matt Smith, former national champion and former Kings Royal champion in a brand new 1975, yeah, that's right, Chrysler Centura. And a little greasy out there at the moment. A brand new car. It'll be good to see how it goes this weekend. So there's Miller on screen. Very greasy at the moment. As we've pumped in some water laters, the clouds disappeared and the sun started to bake this racetrack, and they've done a tremendous job turning this surface around today. So kudos. That's a cool shot. One of the new camera angles here this weekend with Clay per view. Look at that shot of Ty Galley ripping down the back straight past the hillside bar over there in turn 3 and 4. And Galley, Team Galley Motorsports 88. As still green and greasy. Opening ceremony not too far away here. checkered flag falls on hot lap session. And talk about hot. Ty Galley breathing a little heavy here on the infield.
Kings Royal. It is going to be an absolutely spectacular weekend. We have our club president here, Travis Barron, to say a few words, and then our mayor, Keith Campbell. Travis, over to you, mate.
Thank you, Damo. Mate, isn't this such a great display for the South Burnett that we can put on this venue and this event every single year, and it's only getting bigger. And how would you say it? The reputation that it gets, thanks, Keith. The reputation that this event has been getting Australia-wide is second to none, and we will only strive to do better, bigger, and more eventful. Hopefully the drivers put that bit on. But thank you all for coming. Thank you all for supporting. And this event is going to keep going, and it's going to keep going for a long time. So thank you.
Thanks very much, Travis. Ladies and gentlemen, could you please make him welcome the current Mayor of the South Burnett Regional Council, Keith Campbell, to officially open the 2020 Kings Royal.
Thank you very much, Damien. Look, I'd like to say how great is this? The Kingaroy Speedway Club putting on the Kings Royal event for the 8th year in succession, and it just continues to grow bigger and bigger and better each year. From a regional council point of view, very proud of what Travis Barron and Tanya and their committee have been able to do, and super proud that there are competitors coming from the various states, Victoria, ACT, New South Wales, lots of locations in Queensland. Thank you so much for coming here to Kingaroy. There's something like 266 nominations in the event here this year, with 81 cars participating in the modified section. And would you believe the prize is $10,000? So somebody will take home $10,000 from this great event. These events don't happen without a great amount of effort, dedication, and absolute commitment. And the reputation of this track here would be among the best within Australia. The Kingaroy Speedway Club in the Australian Day Awards for our local area last year won the category in which they were nominated, and well deserved. This event would be among the biggest of events that we hold in the whole of the South Burnett region. And they do it without a lot of fanfare. They just get into it, roll up their sleeves, and do the job. So congratulations again, Travis and Tanya. Just wanted to say, ladies and gentlemen, there's lots of things that you can explore and do while you're here in Kingaroy in the South Burnett. Lots of opportunity for retail therapy for the girls if you're not mucking around with car engines and such like. The business community will certainly be very, very keen to accept any dollars you want to invest in their stores. This is great for the economy of the South Burnett. It's absolutely fabulous to see the showgrounds so full with caravans and camper vans. Well done. And I would simply say safe driving to all of the drivers this weekend. Have a great time, have great fun, and please do come back next year. And with those few words, I'd simply like to declare open the Kings Royal event for 2020, and all the best to each of you.
Thank you very much, Mayor Keith Campbell. Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding if you can for the singing of the Australian anthem by Grace Christoffel.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are young and free, with golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by seas, our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, and let us sing. Advance Australia fair.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Grace Christoffel! Wow!
Well, that means it's showtime here at Kingaroy. Time to get some mod lights out for event number 1 here. Yeah, let's crank it up.
Julian Ollie and Bevan Collins. Bevan been around a while, an ex-Sedan driver. Has found his life in mod lights. Terry Lierenfeld, one of the stars. Chris Werr, one of the stars. In fact, a whole lot of stars out there, 12 of them. Ready for heat number 1, folks. Watch for it. White line, and we will be racing under green. Julian Ollie in charge of the start. There's the green one shown. Outside, Bevan Collins. With him goes Chris Werr. Julian Ollie slots into position number 3. Attacked on the inside by Terry Lierenfeld. No room there. Who said the racetrack was a little bit slippery? Have a look at mod lights under the tower. 1 lap down, and have a look at him go. Bevan Collins got one in trouble behind him. That was 47 of Chris Werr. Kept it going though. Back on the racetrack. Brings on a yellow one. Back there in position number 4. Go, we're racing. Bevan Collins. Can he get it back on the race line? Yes, he can. Chris Werr back into Julian Ollie. Next one, Terry Lierenfeld. A mover around the outside in the 21 car comes young Casey Collins. Down the main straight away, and Julian Ollie has a little look underneath. Chris Werr is successful in moving into position number 2. Chris Werr gets himself right offline underneath the pit gate and drops back into position number 4. But right now, have a look. Bevan Collins is flying out the front. Battle royal for position number 2. Position number 2 is Julian Ollie versus Terry Lierenfeld.
Bevan Collins leads them around there. That's car number 20. Right out front. He's about 5, 6, maybe 10 car lengths in front of Julian Ollie. Up on his tail comes Terry Lierenfeld down past the snack shack. Back in position number 4 is car 47 of Chris Werr, who spun out on the first lap here. We have a yellow. So, yellow is out and we will go racing. Bevan Collins leads them around in mod lights, and yes they do. Green, green, green here at Ian Botter Race Parts, Kingaroy Speedway. It's Collins, Ollie, then Lierenfeld. Ware, Rose and Casey Collins. That's your first 5. In behind him, car number 74 of Sam Gulzowski. That's the black and gold car. Nothing much has changed this lap around. Everyone's tucked in. Car 48 comes up on the inside. Back to the front of the pack. Mod lights here at Ian Botter Race Parts, Kingaroy Speedway for the King's Royal. It's still Bevan Collins. Car number 20. Up the back straight away, down past Grampy's chip wagon. White flag is out. 1 lap of the journey to go now. Collins leads them around. Sean Rose in 2 and Julian Ollie in 3. Bevan Collins, he'll be greeted with a checkered flag. Put your hands together for him. It'll be Rose for 2, Ollie for 3, Lierenfeld for 4, Chris Ware in 5, Sam Gusleski in 6, Casey Collins for 7, Sean Egan for 8, Mitchell Parmenter in 9, Anthony Stewart and Jaden Stone.
Here's this replay of that incident just before. Here it is on screen right now on the Ken Mills Toyota Ultimate screen. There was that contact there, wasn't it? So we'll have another look at that. Here it is on the Ken Mills Toyota Ultimate screen. And that driver was just in here, wanted to talk to the officials about what happened there, and that sort of...
I don't think there's contact. It looks like the rear wheel has caught a groove and spun himself around. That's what I say.
There's nowhere to hide here. Here is heat race number 2, Paul, for the Modlites.
To the main straightaway, looking for that white line. Green flag will be out as they hit the line. Here we go. We're racing, and Mitch Parmenter says, catch me. Callum Beerling a bit slow off the line this time. Sean Butcher up into position number 2, and here comes Pacey Clegg. On the inside, has it shut though by Callum Beerling. The one right on the outside is the 45 car of Dylan Hunter. Loses traction out there and goes backwards. Race leader, young Mitch Parmenter, has got Sean Butcher in hot pursuit in position number 2. Back then we've got Callum Beerling, who's got the thing mobile now. Pacey Clegg in position number 4. Then Neil Gregson down the back chute. And right now the front 2 running away. Young Mitch Parmenter down the main straightaway he goes. Under the control tower and heads towards the back straightaway. Mitch Parmenter, Sean Butcher, long gap back to Callum Beerling, who is in contact there with Pacey Clegg. In there too is Neil Gregson. Let's just pick out our race leaders. And Mitch Parmenter doing a great job out the front. Sean Butcher in close proximity, then a great big gap back to Pacey Clegg, who's got himself through into position number 3. Can he get to the front of the field?
Yeah, Mitchell Parmenter leads them around car number 82. A little bit rough on the western corner there for the Modlites. They're just working their way around. Neil Gregson up on the inside of Pacey Clegg, down the main straightaway. He's up into 3. Clegg has a look back up on the inside. Nothing there for him. Back down to 5 is Callum Beerling, but it's Parmenter. Leads him around. The white flag will come out as well. Sean Butcher, then Gregson, then Clegg. Parmenter, he'll be greeted with a checkered flag. Sean Butcher for 2, Neil Gregson for 3, Pacey Clegg for 4. Then Callum Beerling, Modlites. How cool are they?
Oh, fantastic stuff, folks. Put your hands together for him. Not too long ago, he was driving a junior sedan. Okay, we're back. Heat number 1 coming our way, folks. Production Sedan Racing around Ian Botcher Race Parts, Kingaroy Speedway. Has to be seen to be believed. And this weekend, we have got a fantastic field of them supporting the King's Royal. Sam Lake is there in the car number 2 outside.
Have a look at that.
Josh Jarius.
Look at that, Paul. Look at the damage. We've gone nose to tail already. Is that Taylor into the 99? Look at the damage. There's the bumpers falling off on the racetrack, and it's smacked in the rear of the 99. And the proddies are keen. Well, there's only 51 of them here for a club show, a Friday night club show. 51 production sedans are rolled into the house.
Jackson Thomas, there's the 99 car from Rockhampton. Daniel Cook is in the 16 car. So big field, lucky 13. One of them without a back bumper. Get set, folks. Here we go. 8 laps of Proddy racing. Go. Green one shown down on the inside. Sam Lack is the first, and then he loses traction as Simon Walker works his way round the outside. They're coming from everywhere and from the middle of the pack. It's Australian champion Joel
we've got one around.
And we've got him around, their race leader, Sam Lack. Didn't get one lap completed. But we say, how did he get Australia 1 on the side? That's how he did. From the beginning here, I think he's down in about position, I don't know, number 8 or 9.
Yeah. There was probably about half a car width to get through, and he got through there past the pit gate.
So Simon Walker this time has got Rick Hazelgrove right behind him for the start. Outside of him is still Josh Jarius in the Maryborough car, number 3 to the white line, and green flag and racing. And Simon Walker this time says, catch me if you can. Stays down low on the racetrack down the back straight to the better of Rick Hazelgrove. Josh Krang is the one up there in position, number 3. Then a battle royal is around the outside. Guess who? Joel Berkeley is up in position number 4. The car down on the inside is Nick Blaze. That's the 26 car. Josh Jarius trying desperately to keep him at bay. But our race leader, through the western corner he goes, down the main straightaway, Simon Walker. Throws it underneath the control tower to the better of Rick Hazelgrove, who gets a little bit offline, leaving a little bit of space down the inside. Josh Krang can't make an advantage of that. Joel Berkeley is back there in 4, and then we've got Daylight. Back to Josh Jarius, who's got his hands full with Ash McKellar. McKellar down the inside. Nick Blaze will try to go with him as well. We go back to our race leader. He's in the western corner. Out of turn number 4 comes Simon Walker. Down the main straightaway. Another one not too long ago was driving junior sedans. Under the control tower he goes. Rick Hazelgrove drifts up high. Josh Krang again can't take advantage back then to Joel Berkeley, and a long way back to Ash McKellar. Our race leader has got some slower traffic in front as he goes charging under the tower.
Sure does. Simon Walker has come from junior sedans up into production sedans. He leads them around down the western corner and under the Ken Mills Toyota big screen. Leads them around. Rick Hazelgrove for 2, Josh Krang in 3, and then Joel Berkeley. He's not too far behind, and that little bit of slower traffic will work in his favour. Krang all over the back of Hazelgrove as they come around the snack shack. Simon Walker, though, holds on strong. The white flag should come out for him this time round, and it does. It's still Hazelgrove for 2 as Josh Krang has a look up on the inside. It's about 3 car lengths back. Then to your Australian number 1, Joel Berkeley. Ash McKellar, Nick Blees and Selena Jennings. Simon Walker will take the checkered flag. Hazelgrove will just hold on for 2. Josh Krang for 3, Joel Berkeley in 4. McKellar, Blees, Jennings and Cook. Josh Jarius, Leonie Knight and Sam Lack. In 12 is Jackson Thomas and Tia Daly.
Yeah, look at Simon Walker's left rear. I reckon the shocks absolutely buggered in that thing because it was bouncing around. Look at it.
Have a look at there.
Look at that. Did you see that when it was? Look at that. That is absolutely buggered. That left rear. We're going to take a quick commercial. We'll be back with Heat 2 of the Production Sedans. Good look and feel for heat race number 2 here. Good to have you in the house, Kingaroy. Plenty of people in on Friday afternoon. You watch tomorrow night. Eagle Rock. And for everyone in the bar, we played this really early. And there's a reason for that, because we didn't want anyone to take their pants off right now. And Brad Stein, I'm looking at you. That's a good look and feel, boys, for heat race number 2.
Oh, I was just going to get me pants off. No. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you check your wallet. If you've lost your cards, they've been handed into the ticket booth just behind the main tower here. If you've lost any cards out of your wallet, they're behind the ticket booth in the ticket booth just behind the main tower here. Production Sedans. It looks like we're going to go green. No holding them up, ladies and gentlemen, and we will go green indeed. And DJ Lennon leads him around. Josh Arthur as well. Marshall Virtue, he's in position number 3. Let's catch them as they come round down the main straightaway. Have a look at this down underneath. Car number 85 of Josh Arthur gets up underneath DJ Lennon and does it easily. Production Sedans, the track has just dried off a little bit and is starting to get really tacky. And these guys are really getting some speed down now.
Yeah, look at Matt Thomas's thing. It's really laying over and hiking that front wheel as Jessie Martin gets into the back of Gemma Laidlaw in the Victoria 26. She's up from Barnsdale in Victoria, and she's getting up the inside of Lennon here, down through 3 and 4. And Lennon in third holds the upper hand on Laidlaw. Bly's up on the inside of Martin now. That's a good battle. Racetrack getting a little rough and ready early. And these guys have got their elbows up in heat race number 2.
Josh Arthur careering away in this heat has laid down the rules. Catch me if you can, Matt Thomas. Back behind him is DJ Lennon. A bit of a gap back, then we go to the 26 car as they career down the main straightaway yet again. And right now it's by how far for Josh Arthur. Heads towards the western corner, has got the length of the back straight. Back to position number 2 is Matt Thomas. In the 41 car, drifts it off a little bit, offline in that western corner. Dropping back another one is DJ Lennon in trouble. But the rest of the field, Gemma Laidlaw, forces her way through into position number 2.
We're about to be greeted with the white flag this time round for Josh Arthur, and yes, he does. He's at least a quarter of the track in front of second place of Matt Thompson, who's wheeling it around nicely. What a great drive by Gemma Laidlaw, though. But hot on the tail is Mitch and Blaze and Jess Martin. That's where the battle is for 3, 4, and 5. Josh Arthur will take the checkered flag. It'll be Matt Thomas for second. Up on the inside, it looks like Mitchell Blaze make it fourth. It's Laidlaw for fourth, Martin for third. Production Sedans here in Kingaroy. How cool are they?
Well, he just only knows one way. That's put your right foot down as far as it'll go and hang on. So Brodie Fraser's got Sarah Franz outside of him. Second row, Bo Smithwick is there in the 63 car. Outside of him, good to see Moss Woodrow back in action in the Bundaberg car number 39. Gary Harris is in the Bundaberg car number 26. Outside of him, Kyle Rowlands in car number 41. Back then to David Barbala, one of the local stars. Outside of him is Timmy Coomber in the 91. Amy Evans in car 96. Josh Arm, Queensland champion and local hero. Ash Graham's in 53, and Dakota Laverty tonight driving the 15 car out of Gladstone. Look for a green one. Brodie Fraser will want to be back in action. Let's see what happens. Green, we're off and running. Brodie Fraser down the inside. It's Sarah Franz. Can she get a bit of traction up high? Not enough. Brodie Fraser goes into the race lead. Sarah Franz. Moss Woodrow is tucked in there in front of Bo Smithwick. The 26 car would be the next one through as Gary Harris trying desperately to get up closer to the lead. David Barbala doesn't want to be back in the pack as well, and he is looking for a way underneath. But right now, Brodie Fraser, welcome back to Speedway racing. Down the main straightaway he goes. Sarah Franz up a little bit higher on the racetrack. Moss Woodrow. Next one through would be Gary Harris. In front of Bo Smithwick would be the next car there, and Kyle Rowlands in the 41. Then we go back to Amy Evans, who's got Josh Harm looking for the outside pass. It's not there. Harmy's a long way from the front. And at the front, Brodie Fraser has put a bit of a gap between himself and Sarah Franz. Sarah Franz, a bit of a gap back to Moss
Evans
Woodrow.
gone around.
And Amy Evans has got herself around the wrong way in the back straightaway.
Oh, I think she thought those tyres looked a bit too clean, Paul Gannon. She wanted to get a bit of dirt on them.
Amy just checking over the back doing a good job. Nick, just come around. Look at this bonnet here. This bonnet is amazing. Isn't that the best bonnet I've ever seen? Ah, shameless plug. I tell you, I'm not going to do many plugs. If you want to win the helmet that Brodie Boss won the Queensland title in, you go and buy a Boss shirt up there at Cush Clothing Co. over there. There's not many. They're selling fast. We've sold a fair few. So every person that buys a Brodie Boss shirt goes in the draw to win his 2015 Queensland Modified Sedan title helmet, winning helmet, not a replica. It's signed by him. So go and buy a Brodie Boss shirt. We'll talk about all the other merchandise that's here this weekend at the Snack Shack. And, of course, Mac 1 Apparel up there next to the Hillside Bar. He's got some cool gear up there as well. But this is another cool... There he is up there. Give us away, Pete. Yeah, good job. He's got some gear up there as well. Another good sponsor here this weekend, Paul.
Just about ready for a re-go. Let's see. Brodie Fraser, he's about halfway there. He's got to keep Sarah France behind him. The one he'd have to worry about would be Moss Woodrow. And tucked in there as well, Gary Harris. Gary Harris having a look on the inside of Moss Woodrow. Not there. We go back to the Bo Smithwick car. But half race distance will be completed this time round for Brodie Fraser as he goes underneath the control tower. Sarah France a little bit closer and Moss Woodrow also closer.
Yeah, Brodie Fraser down the back straightaway and into the western corner now. Car looks a little bit unsettled, but that's like its first time back out on the racetrack since being rebuilt. They'll sort that out. Sarah France in 2, Woodrow in 3, Gary Harris, then Bo Smithwick. Here's Davey Barbler coming up strong on the back of Bo Smithwick. Has a look up high, and who's in behind him? Your current Queensland champion and local legend, Harmy. Still sniffing around. That's where most of the action is in the pack. Everyone else has sorted themselves out. Brodie Fraser leads them around under the Ken Mills Toyota Ultimate Screen. White flag will come out. Sarah Franz, she's about 5 or 6 car lengths behind Woodrow. Gary Harris, Bo Smithwick and David Barbler. Checkered flag comes out for Brodie Fraser. He gets his first win here for the weekend. Sarah Franz for a good second. Moz Woodrow for 3. Gary Harris for 4. Both Smithwick in 5. Josh Harm into 6 and just behind David Barbler. Ashley Graham for 8. Kyle Reynolds for 9 and bringing out the top 10, Dakota Laverty.
Here we go again.
How cool is that shot?
Yeah.
Have a look at that on the ultimate screen. Sorry, Paul Gannon. There's Nick over there at the Snack Shack. That's cool.
That's the front row. Yellow ones have gone out, so we're going racing. Stuart Fawcett, Dane Francis. Look for the green as we get to the white line, and we are away. On the outside, it's Braden Pacey, the 68 car too. In a hurry is Norm Townsend, who gets himself into position number 2, and following him is Darryl White. Whitey up high on the racetrack. Going up high as well is the 92 car of Jai Coomba, and they're all trying to get around the outside of Brandon Jarius, and at the moment succeeding in doing so. A bit of drive up high on the racetrack, and that is looking good for modifieds that aren't too far away. Race leader, Braden Pacey, under the control tower he goes. A real battle royal for position number 2 between Norm Townsend on the inside and Darren Dalton on the outside as they go to western corner. Inside, Norm Townsend holds it at the moment. Darren Dalton hasn't had enough. Goes to the outside. In fact, it's Darryl White. Goes to the outside. Now the inside, the switch over down the back straight away. Caught him at dreaming a little bit. And Norm Townsend drops back to position number 3. Good work from Darryl White, who starts to put some distance between himself and Norm Townsend. Back then we go to Jai Coomba. Next one through there would be Darryl Dalton. Car number 5 is Dane Francis. And we go back to our race leader, and he has gone, cleared out. Braden Pacey, then Daylight. Back in position number 2, car number 41 is Darryl White, but he has got a third of the racetrack to make up.
He sure does. Norm Townsend in 3, then Jai Coomba for 4. Braden Pacey in the Vance Tyres car number 63 leads them around. Darryl White though, he's got the car wound up a little bit now. He stopped that battle with third position Norm Townsend and slowly but surely wheeling it down. White flag comes out for Braden Pacey here in Production Sedans. The rest of the field sorted themselves out. Let's follow Braden Pacey around on the Ken Mills Toyota big screen. Down past the ultimate screen himself. He'll come straight and grab the checkered flag. Put your hands together for him. Darryl White, he'll take second. Norm Townsend, what a great battle with White. He'll take 3. Darren Dalton for 4. Jai Coomba for 5. Jackson Graham in 6. Dane Francis for 7. Paul Taylor in 8. Dan Cook at 9. And bringing out the top 10, your local lady, Cherie Barron.
So look at this racetrack. It's pretty cool how you can see it start to play out throughout the night. So we're going to go check this out. So the cars are rolling through down the back straight here and pitch themselves. Look at this. So this is soft clay. Now, this isn't a reasonable hole. So you saw some of the guys, they're sliding the things in and trying to get that right rear to hit just right here. Hey, Nick, look where I slid down. So that's about, what, 6 inches, nearly 8 inches deep already. If we I'm going to get Nick to walk backwards here because it gets a little lumpy and bumpy through the top here. But that means one thing. You either set up to run down the bottom and keep the thing on the nose to get in, or you know what you do up there. You just get after it. And you got to hang on the dash on the outside of the rails. We'll go to a quick commercial. We'll be back with the next heat of Modlites here at Kingaroy.
Leads them around. Out of 2 is Josh Smith. Abby Meehan out of 3. Braden Preston out of 4. Joel Smith out of 5. Casey Collins out of 5th. Neil Gregson out of 7. Anthony Stewart out of 8. Dylan Hunter and Chris Ware. Sean Butcher, Bevan Collins, Mitch Parmenter. And we are green. Gishleski leads them around with Joel Smith in 2nd. Car 21 of Casey Collins right up on hard on him. Neil Gregson has a look in the middle of the track, lifts the inside wheel up. That's the exciting part of the Modlites. They get that inside wheel up in the air, and that is a fast car. Have a look at Gishleski as he goes around. We'll have a look on the ultimate screen. That wheel is up in the air nearly all the way around the track. Modlite action here at Ian Botcher Race Parts, Kingaroy Speedway. And let's check where they are as they come round.
Look at them how busy they are over here, Damo. They're hiking the wheels like you say. Look at Collins on the outside. He's going to try to get... It's a lot smoother up there. I'm surprised not more aren't going up there, but the bottom's so fast they're going to bang them through the holes. Look at Gregson, Damo.
Yeah, that's where they want to be. Have a look at Gishleski. He's on the inside of the track, and Gregson's taking that higher line, and it's a lot smoother for him around there. Looks like Casey Collins has found that bit of track as well. Gregson right up high. It's Gishleski, Joel Smith, Casey Collins, Neil Gregson, Chris Ware, Mitchell Parmenter, then Bevan Collins. That's how they wheel around here.
Impressive stuff. Golszewski out in front in the 74. Your race leader banging it on the right rear. These cars, well, some of them looking a little ugly as Ware has a look. Well, Ware on the inside of Gregson. Look at Gregson bang the rut, and the car turns hard right as Collins gets on the inside of Smith, and he moves into position number 2. It'll be 2 laps remaining, no 1 lap remaining here for Sam Golszewski in heat race number 3, Damo.
Yeah, Modlites are absolutely fantastic. Golszewski on the alternate screen there. The checkered flag will come out for him. Great drive by Casey Collins and Joel Smith. Chris Ware for 4. Neil Gregson for 5. Bevan Collins He'll take 6. Mitchell Parmenter, Gillen Hunter, Sean Butcher, and then Anthony Stewart. That'll bring out your top 10.
Fraser has them all in front of him back there in car number 5. Watch as they come to the white line. Nick Keeley in charge, car number 51. White line, green flag, let's go racing. Big charge from the inside. It's Nathan Polich. Gets a good run up there into position number 2. Race leader at the moment is Nick Keeley. Has got the 22 car of Kurt Grambauer on the outside of him. Also got Nathan Polich having a look, and Sean Rose. And a red one. We've got a couple.
Yeah, that's a big crash. That was a big one, Paul. Big wreck. Over there in turn number 4. Jaden's A-OK down here, which is fantastic news. And doesn't look like too much damage on the 7. He's about to climb from the car in the Q7. Want you to put your hands together as he climbs up and show your appreciation. Yeah, he's getting up now. How about put your hands together for Jaden Stone as he climbs from the 7. First one upside down. Let's go to the Ken Mills Toyota Ultimate screen and check out the replay. So here he is in the bottom of the screen there, the 7. So he'll just go out a shot here and then just comes back into shot right here. Bang. There it is. And what you missed there was him biking up on 2 wheels because this racetrack is juiced up. So we're going to go slow. There's me at the bottom of the screen. Hi, Mom. And copping it. And let's go. So slowing it right down. It's just come back into screen here. Here it is on the Ken Mills Toyota Ultimate screen. And he bursts into screen. And there it is. Upside down, and upside down. But not actually a lot of damage here. So this is all tin work on the rear end of this thing. So a little bit of, that's just mud on the rim. Look at this, just all tin work. Little damage. Everything looks A-OK. You know what? I reckon he'll get back out out for the feature later on tonight. In 2021 here at Ian Botcher Race Parts, Kingaroy Speedway. Paul, here comes Heat 4.
Set to go. Watch for the green one as they roll towards the control tower. The one to watch on the inside is that 48 car of Nathan Polich. Again, he looked for the big drive up the inside. It wasn't there. Nick Keeley leads them down the back chute. Kurt Grambauer on the outside. Car number 48 is Nathan Polich. Polich gets a drive down the inside this time and goes into the race lead. Under the tower, one high on the racetrack and almost into position number 2. He's got car 33 down on the inside. That's Pacey Clegg. Pacey holds on. Pacey Clegg into 2. Sean Rose, and we've got our race leader, Nick Keeley, up the wall. The concrete doesn't move. Concrete 1. Modlite car number 51, 0.
Let's go to the ultimate screen and check out the replay of this. Here it is on screen right now. Nick Keeley. Oh! Wow, got shot out of a cannon there. We'll go back to that. So we'll check that again out on the Ken Mills Toyota Ultimate screen. So here it is. So Larenvout's on the inside, and watch Keeley whack and shoot straight to the fence. And bang. And Keeley not happy at Terry Larenvout, and he didn't, did he? Did I just see?
Yes, you did. And
I hope they're not wheel tracks from another competitor.
Maybe something for the stewards to have a think about.
Here he is, Keeley throwing his hands up in the air, and there's Larenvout. Let's get a little close for comfort. And that is that awful, awful walk.
Until their feature race towards the end of tonight's proceedings. But car 48, Nathan Polich, to lead them to the outside of the Witches' Hats for the restart has got Pacey Clegg right in there behind him, and then Sean Rose. And those three go hammer down very, very quickly. The next car back is Kurt Grambauer as they go round the western corner. Head down the main straightaway once again, the race leader, Nathan Polich. Pacey Clegg in there behind, and then Sean Rose. And then we go back to Kurt Grambauer in front of Luke Fraser, who's got himself off the tail of the field. Next one through would be Julian Ollie. But they're all chasing. Nathan Polich. Down the main straightaway he goes once again. This time around Pacey Clegg is an awful lot closer. So these three up the front might end up fighting it out pretty closely right to the end. Nathan Polich, race leader. Pacey Clegg, back then to Sean Rose, and then a big gap back to Kurt Grambauer. And he's got Luke Fraser close at hand, and Terry Lierenfeld has worked himself up from the tail of the field. Main straightaway is where our race leader is, and that's Nathan Polich. Goes under the tower. Couple of laps remaining for him. Pacey Clegg can't close the gap, and in fact the gap has got even louder, and Sean Rose back there in position number 3 and a long way back finds Luke Fraser in car number 5. White flag out. Nathan Polich has got 1 lap and he's got a big lead. Back to Pacey Clegg. Next one is Sean Rose, then a long way back to Luke Fraser. But it's all Nathan Polich down the main straightaway. Checkered flag time. Pacey Clegg, Sean Rose. Next one home is the 5 car of Luke Fraser. Heat number 4.
Let's go to the grids in heat race number 1.
That's how long I've been on ya.
Good look and feel to do battle here in the opening heat race of the night. Brett Watson, good to see him back in the 9. And Tony Gaunt on his outside, who had a good run, a good shakedown at Carina Speedway a couple of weeks ago. A massive audience watching right around the world on Clay Per View right now. Hello to you. Watson and Gaunt, it's time to get the elbows up for the first time this weekend. This is the Ian Butcher Race Parts Kings Royal, and we are underway. Ripping start by Gaunt on the outside. Corey Stein trying to go through the middle. Brett Watson some problems. And Stein and McDonald are banged up behind Brett Watson. And Watson's got the stickers blown off as Corey Stein goes to the top in the number 5 on the outside of Shane McDonald. Oh, Glenn Pagel has a moment onto the infield, and we will stay green in heat race number 1.
Yeah, we are. Glenn Pagel, the car was all sideways coming down the main straightaway, couldn't straighten it up. Let's go to the front of the field. Anthony Gordon, Brody Boss. Boss up underneath. Gaunt hits a bit of a bump over there, and car unsettles. Brody Boss takes the lead. Gaunt for 2. Corey Stein in the Moto Panda number 5 and 3.
Look at Bossy really laying over on that right rear. Watson spins onto the infield and out of the event. Race will stay green. Look at Bossy's thing. Just lays right over. No, we're yellow.
I was just about to say, how good is that of the officials keeping it going green?
Yeah. They must have had a help. Look at this busy start here on the ultimate screen for Ken Mills Toyota. Look at that, it's busy. Oh, Watson come off the bottom. That could have ended in tears. Tim Atkin, didn't he lose some ground there? And look at that. Elbows up to 3 wide. True Kingaroy spec.
What's Glenn Pagel here? This is where he got a little bit loose.
Yeah, right. Or. Makes heaps of excitement in every heat race. Brody Boss gets us back underway here with 7 laps to run. Corey Stein on the outside of Gaunt. Shane McDonald ran on the podium here last year. And we're yellow. Officials not happy with the start, perhaps. So I'd be interested to know what that is. So Brody Boss just feeling what's underneath him. And the DPT number 12, Fox Shocks Lab, the black and pink. This guy is a rock star. He led that national title here with only 5 spark plug leads. The guy's a rocket ship and he starts at the pole here in heat race number 1 of the King's Royal. That's a better dispatch. And Cameron Birch have a little bo peep on the inside further back. Corey Stein to the outside. And the Frank's Garage Motor Panda. Number 5, Gaunt on the inside as Brett Watson gets busy with Cameron Birch. Further back, look at Corey Stein as he flat right rear. Stein is out with a flat right rear in heat race number 1. And Shane McDonald is coming on Tony Gaunt.
Yeah, let's go back to the front. It's Brody Boss and our Anthony Gaunt and Shane McDonald in the Linmac Automotive number 4, sitting up high. Up underneath comes car number 7 of Steve Jordan. He knows how to wheel around here at Ian Botcher Race Parts, Kingaroy Speedway. We got 3 wide now. Gaunt, McDonald and Jordan. Gaunt still leads them around. You can throw a blanket over the middle of the field, Rhino. As you can see, Corey Stein comes in with that flat right rear.
And look at this. This is ridiculous. Oh, Bossy's got problems.
4 wide down the main straightaway.
Oh, Bossy's done. Something's happened with the 12. We're 3 wide for the lead. Steve Jordan started off the back row. He started on the back row and he's now leading this race. We're 3 wide for the lead here. Jordo's done. Jordo's gone. No, he's not. What happened there? That's ridiculous. As Tony Gaunt and Shane McDonald resume the battle in heat race number 1. There'll be 1 lap to go, Damo.
Brody Boss is just going to wheel it around for finishing points here with the 1 lap to go. It's still Gaunt, McDonald. Then car 15 of Tim Atkin. He's up in the second now. Oh, something wrong there as well. Gets it all crossed up. McDonald comes up underneath. Gaunt will take the checkered flag. McDonald for 2, Atkin for 3. Jordan for 4. Wow, that is heat race number 1 here at the King's Royal for modified sedans. We will go to a commercial and be back very shortly.
Back here with Tony Gaunt. We'll get him to take his helmet off. I can tell you, gearbox for Brody Boss. So he's hurt the gearbox. And that's why he pulled another cog. It was just rolling around. So hard luck. And this guy is going to be pretty happy because he's got this car sorted. And Tony, it's nice to have a chat to you on the infield at Kingaroy for a change. Well done.
Mate, I haven't seen you for a long time and I'd rather see a lot more of you, I can assure you.
That was awesome, mate. Car rolled around really nice.
Yeah, it was a bit of a handful. I'm getting a bit old and a bit fat to be doing it like that. So hopefully Roscoe and the boys back in the pits, we can tune it up a bit more and get a bit more speed out of it. So I'd just like to thank everyone that gives me a hand. I'd like to thank all the people for turning up every year and putting on a good show, and all the officials and everything to do it. So thank you very much.
Have a look at this. This is a nice little bit of gear. We're going to look at this. It's a sexy little thing, isn't it? Look at this. Nice little dash there. Just like sitting in his lounge. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Champion Max Clark. And from Toowoomba for PS Designer Homes and Down Tinnings and Signs. We'll get it right. And Toowoomba Steering and Suspension, Rodney Pimenta. We'll get there. So good looking field here. Heat race number 2 of the King's Royal. No mucking around. Jason Boss and Jim Cowley on the front row, and it's about to get busy for 10 laps in the second heat of many this weekend. Look at Baldwin go upstairs for a little look, and Jason Boss leads with Greg Walling on his inside, and Baldwin's going to stick on the outside in the 4. Impressive start as Greg Walling takes over the lead.
So off around Kingaroy Speedway, Greg Walling, 2 times winner of this. This is how it's done around here, folks, he says. Greg Walling to the lead. Jason Boss won't let him go too far away. Tony Coomber in hot pursuit, and then the one on the outside is Darren Baldwin, has got himself up there into position number 4. The 15 car would be the next one. That's Max Clark trying to work his way around the outside as well. A little bit of a bump there in turn number 3. But that's the way they go down the main straightaway and under the tower. And right now, Greg Walling just loves to be out there in the fresh air out the front. Greg Walling is starting to put some distance between himself, Jason Boss, and Tony Coomber.
Impressive stuff there from Walling. It's busy further back as they bounce through the ruts. Over the 3 and 4, look at Damien Miller. He is bouncing all over the place in the Victoria 6. As Max Clark has come from the back row and is into position 4. Coomber having a look on Jason Boss now. And look at this battle through the middle. Oh, Bossy. Jason Boss had a big moment on the holes through turn 1 as Greg Stevenson gets around the outside of Darren Baldwin, who's starting to fade here in heat race number 2, Paul.
Under the control tower once again, and Greg Walling, absolutely. Look at him go, folks. He's got the length of the back straight away back to Tony Coomber. The big one on a mission is Max Clark. He started at the back of this, and now he's up there in position number 3 with a couple of laps remaining. Battle Royal is on for position number 4. The 6 car is the one through there. There's Damien Miller, and the one going backwards through the field is Jason Boss. So maybe some problems for the 2 car. But let's pick up our race leader. Under the control tower, couple of laps remaining, the white flag waiting for him. There's going to be a bit of a battle low for position number 2.
Him around here. He'll be greeted with the white flag. Position number 2 between Coomber and Max Clark. Coomber, oh, shoots back down on the inside. Max Clark holds up high. This is great racing for the second heat race. Back then to number 6, Damien Miller. But Greg Walling in the Kibbles Cafe, number 11, will take the checkered flag. Coomber for 2, Max Clark for 3. Damien Miller for 4, Paul Mancha for 5, then Greg Stevenson, Jim Cowley, Jake Hawkins and Jason Boss. Darren Baldwin, he'll wrap up the top 10, and we'll be back with our race winner after this.
Greg Walling gets the win. He just loves getting around Kingaroy, and he knows to get around here. And he knows how to do it, and he wins heat race number 2. Isn't that cool? And he's got a smile on his face because he loves having a chat to me. Greg, congratulations, well done.
Anytime I can talk to you, Ryan, is much appreciated. Yeah, it's pretty lucky there. It was not real flash, but yeah, just had to do what you got to do and get the job done. But it's always good just to get one heat win, and because we know it's going to be tougher from here on in.
It certainly is, mate. And you brought Old Faithful, the new cars. We see it sneaking around, but not quite ready. You didn't want to bring it to the King's Royal?
Oh, I'd really love to. I'm sure it'll be awesome, but I've just had a horror 3 meetings coming into here. And to be honest, I just needed to go back to Old Faithful and just get her to do it for me here again, I hope. And yeah, we'll worry about the other one. It'll be good in a month's time.
Good on you. Congratulations. Greg Walling wins heat race number 2.
Let's go straight on to heat number 3. Michael Cheeseman, the Sunshine Coast car, number 16. We'll start off pole. Chucky Garrett's the local boy outside the front row. Kent Shelford is car 21. John O'Collins all the way from Cairns is car 21. Andrew Dyke is car number 42, changed to the program. Shannon Blackburn from Roma in 22. We're off and racing. And we've got them 3 and 4 wide through turn number 1 and 2. 16 holds the lead. For how long? McDermott is the one. Up on the inside, Michael Cheeseman battling on. Chucky Garrett's out high. Down the main straightaway for the first time. We said we've got him 3 wide. The one on the outside is Mark Raymond, but he drops back as he gets too high on the fence. So it's still our front 2 cars. Car number 16, Michael Cheeseman.
Wow. Hectic start. Look at the damage to the left rear of Scott McDermott on screen, on the racetrack as well. The left rear is broken on the 24. How about Mark Raymond was ripping the top. John O'Collins has come from the 5th row. So there it is. Look at the damage.
Yeah, look at that.
On the ultimate screen right now for Scott McDermott. There's nowhere to hide here.
Looks like it's tubbed.
It's a little ugly, isn't it? Raymond, he'll be happy about that. He just got a little bit too high, got over the cushion. It's good to have Graham West in the house from Bendigo. So just checking out. Now, we might be right to continue here. The officials just checking over to make sure that it's still all attached and A-OK. And at this particular junction, officials are happy. No, they're not now. Look at that.
Now.
Just on cue, it broke. They actually had just told him that, no, it's about to break. There you go. And they were right. That's 100% correct. He's not a boy, he's not a kid anymore, but resides in Bundaberg these days, or Childers, and thereabouts. So Michael Cheeseman in the 16 sits himself at the front, all by his lonesome. How about Chuck Garrett? What a story this would be if this guy could make the show on Sunday night. He turns 50 years of age on Sunday, and all he wants is to make it to the big dance. The Flying Chuck will start or restart from position 2 here. Look at John O'Collins sneaking. They're getting keen, and I'm not sure the officials will look favourably on that. Well, maybe they will. We're still green. Aaron Alcock. No, there you go. I'm not surprised. They were just leaving me hanging there.
They were playing with him.
John O'Collins will go. We'll probably get a little stern talking to right now over the one-ways. Let's go to the Ken Mills Toyota Ultimate screen for the replay of the start.
Here we go, the Brett Barron School of Start.
Well, you said it. That was Damien Mart 2. See, I don't live in Kingaroy.
Brett Barron has actually trademarked that start. He gets $10 every time you say it.
Well, there you go. We used to live here. You can get away with saying I'm from Toowoomba, mate. I won't get home. Michael Cheeseman on the front row here. The comedy show is terrible, but the racing is spectacular as we go green. In heat race 3, Michael Cheeseman. Look at Andy Roberts up at the inside. We're 3 wide. Into turn 3, Mark Raymond straight through the hay diddle diddle. And Mark Raymond has come from the 3rd row to lead after 1 circulation, Paul.
We had him 3 wide down the main straightaway. I tell you, the one on a motion is Andy Roberts. Roberts down the inside, and he's got Mark Raymond on the outside, and Roberts has got him down the main straightaway, but Mark Raymond won't give in. On the outside, Raymond puts the nose back at the front of the field. Back then to Andy Roberts. Bit of a gap back to Michael Cheeseman, who got swallowed up in the restart, but has again found himself up there in a major placing. Down the main straightaway, car 17, it is Aaron Alcock. Another one on a movement from the back is Shannon Blackburn. So Shannon up there in position number 4. But have a look at our race leader, Mark Raymond. Down the main straightaway he goes. Half the race distance will be completed. 17's chasing him, that's Aaron Alcock. Back then we go to the 18 car of Andrew Roberts as they go down the back straight and into the main straight, around the western corner, into the main straight, and Mark Raymond
Oh, have a look at this. Car number 12. Let's go back to big screen. I hope they can catch that. Car number 12, the wheel has come away from the hub. Car 42, sorry. Andrew Dyke, the outside of the wheel. There you can see it on the ultimate big screen. That is crazy. The car's still wheeling around though. Raymond leads them around here at Ian Botcher Race past Kingaroy Speedway. Aaron Alcock in 2, Andrew Roberts for 3, then Shannon Blackburn. Behind him is Andrew Dyke, rolling around on 3 wheels at the moment. 2 laps to go now. Let's go back. Car number 19 then of Wayne Gilroy, Stephen Garrett, and then Ben Said. It's still the Kingaroy flyer out in front. Mark Raymond in car 27. Aaron Alcock, the white flag comes out now. Can car 42 of Andrew Dyke hold on and get some lap points? I don't know what's holding that outside of that rim onto that car. The checkered flag for Mark Raymond. Aaron Alcock for 2. Andrew Roberts for 3. Wayne Gilroy for 4. Shannon Blackburn for 5. Andrew Dyke for 6. Chucky Garris for 7. Ben Said for 8. Michael Cheeseman for 9. John O'Collins, he's on the infield. We'll be back with our winner after this break.
And Mark Raymond rolls into victory lane and wins heat 3. There you go, mate. Well done. Congratulations, mate.
Thank you. Track's good. Just got to pick the right line. Got a few little issues to play with. But yeah, I'd just like to thank Mum and Dad, my wife at home, everyone that's come and helped. Thanks very much.
Good on you, mate. Well done to Mark Raymond, who wins heat number 3. Well, another cracker coming your way here. Kingaroy, good to have you in the house. Crangy in the 23 to lead us away. Gary Pagel, he still holds the record for the most amount of cars passed in a King's Royal feature when he started 24th and finished 3rd. Remember that year when it went rubber down? He was dynamite on the bottom. The former 5-time Queensland champion and former national champion. He starts from the second row and we're going green. Rachel Hawkins just didn't fire off the start. And Crangy's gone the lead, but look at Joel Berkeley on the outside, and here comes Gary Pagel. Straight on the inside, he's got Aidan Raymond, who won yellow. Not happy with the start there. Wow. So I'm not sure what happened to Rachel Hawkins, but she just didn't go, Paul.
I think that was the problem. The light went green and Rachel had a problem and held up the cars behind. So well done the stewards, giving everyone that opportunity.
Back to live pictures here as we get set for the restart here. Crangy and Rachel Hawkins on the outside. Watch for Pagel and Raymond to get busy on the inside of the second and third row. And we're underway. Berkeley goes straight back to the top. Aidan Raymond straight into position 3. And what will he do here? Crangy's gone to the top of the 23. Pagel is second. Aidan Raymond rips the top. And here comes the defending King's Royal champion. Raymond ripping around here, and here he is flying. Raymond closes up on the back of Crangy. And Aidan Raymond is putting everyone on notice very, very early, Paul.
Yes, indeed. Josh Crang holds the race lead, but Aidan Raymond right on his hammer. Back to Gary Pagel. Next one behind them is Jason Drever. And from the back, Brenton Scott is getting himself up looking for a major finish, but down the main straight away, guess who? Loves the fresh air around Kingaroy Speedway. And Aidan Raymond goes into the race lead. Josh Crang, long gap back to Gary Pagel. Back behind him would be the 30 car of Jason Drever. Jessica O'Mara is there, but on the outside, it's Brenton Scott. That's the way they go under the tower, and right now, Aidan Raymond defending his King's Royal through the western corner, down the main straightaway, has opened up a good lead back to Josh Crang. Under the tower he goes to the better of Gary Pagel, back then to Jason Drever. The next one will be Brenton Scott. As we said, Brenton right from the back of the pack, looking to end up in a major finishing position under the tower for our race leader into the second half of the event, Aidan Raymond.
Raymond, impressive. Brenton Scott under attack from Jessica Amara there. Darren Severs is next on the racetrack, and that's that battle we see on screen right now. Severs running down the bottom in the slick and gets a good run on the inside of Amara. Brenton Scott has to grab the brake to avoid contact with Jason Drever there. And they're still side by side and find it out here. Look how tight Brenton Scott's thing is as it understeers pretty hard. We got 2 laps to run here, Damo.
Yeah, Aidan Raymond, he still leads around, coming up hard on some back markers of Rachel Hawkins as the white flag comes out on him. Josh Krang, he's about 5 car lengths behind in second, and then Gary Pagel as well. Jason Drever, Darren Severs and Brenton Scott. That's where the battle still is there, middle of the pack. The checkered flag will come out for Aidan Raymond. Does it quite easily. It'll be Krang for 2 and Pagel for 3. Oh, it will be close for 4, 5 and 6. Let's have a look.
That's a big incident over there for Joel Berkeley. Wow, wow, wow. Look at the damage to the front end of the 18 for Joel Berkeley. He has ripped the front end apart and hit the fence in a big way. The studs are out of that, actually. I'm not sure if we can get it any tighter in on that. Probably not. We're probably maxed out there. So Joel Berkeley getting out of the car. Impressive stuff, though, for Aidan Raymond. We'll take a quick commercial. Be back with him here in Victory Lane. And there he is. It's got the crown on the 28 because this guy won this event last year and pocketed $10,000 and starts off in style with 36 points. You're impressive, mate.
Cheers, mate. Yeah, I'd just like to thank everyone that helps out again. I got my good mate Ty down from Cairns and all my family supporting me from here and on Clay Per View. So, yeah, good start to the night. Got to tweak her up a bit and get it good for the rough and the slick. It's a bit hard to do both, but yeah, it's good fun.
Just banged around through the holes, mate. You don't mind that hit around here, though.
That's all good. It's better in a modified than a Modlite, put it that way.
Beautiful stuff. Well done to Aidan Raymond, who wins heat race number 4 here for Kingaroy Auto Wreckers. As we're still trying to sort out the mess there for Joel Berkeley, there is the Australian Production Sedan champion, who unfortunately has the walk of shame through the middle. And look at that damage. So snapped the studs out and lost the wheel was the problem, I'd reckon, and was a passenger from there for Joel Berkeley. And I'm going to grab him. He's going to hate this. We're going to talk to him. Nick's going to grab him. And the man that does so much sticker work and design. Hey, Joel, hard luck, mate. Looks like front wheel, the stud's broke and you're a passenger.
Yeah, went into turn 3 there and just come apart. And I don't know, it is what it is. Might be the weekend done for that car, but I better go back out because I've got a proddy race in about 2 races. I've got to try and do.
Righto, mate. We'll let you get back to it. He's busy. He's busy. Matt Nelson had a run around at Gatton last weekend after Toowoomba, the Queensland title, was rained out at High Tech Hall Speedway. And we're set for a start in heat race number 5 of the Ian Botcher Race Parts Kings Royal. Walters in head on the front row here. Brett Barron off the second row. And he will be hungry to get after the Aussie champion here. Time to set him loose. And Walters gets a good start. Barron right down to the bottom. And Barron's going to roll up the sleeves. Look at Tangles on the outside. David Head has a good run as they get a little busy further down. Brett Barron and David Head exchange a little bit of paint down the main straight. Tangles goes straight back to the bottom. And look at Tangles, just said, see you later, Brett. I'm out of here. And Tangles is looking impressive in second position. Harmy now on the inside as Brett Barron is going backwards. In the 48 as Harmy moves through into position 3. Barron's going to stay on the top. You know he's going to get a groove at some time. No, Brett's gone. No, I reckon he hit a rut. Brett Barron hit a rut and shot the car to the fence, and now he's gone. Because now he comes back out on the inside of Miles Gilroy. And Josh Harm is coming here, Damo.
Oh, he sure is, Josh Harm. Have a look at him. Up on the inside of David Head. Tangles holds on. Out wide in the big XF Falcon. It's still Kai Walters leading him around down the western corner and onto the ultimate big screen. Thanks to Ken Mills Toyota. Josh Harm, the boy knows how to drive and he is bred from race drivers. It's Tangles, he's in 3. Brett Barron's come back for 4 now. Finally found some rhythm, Paul.
Let's go back to the front of the field, folks. And it is not over by a long, long way because Josh Harm can see fresh air in front. I've got to get past one car. Harmy right on the tail of Kai Walters. Walters up on the groove, down the main straightaway he goes. Kai Walters, Josh Harm. Australia 1 modified, Queensland 1 production. Here comes Harmy. Come on, Kingaroy, get behind him. Harmy down the inside. Can he poke the nose any further down? Side by side, great racing by 2 fantastic drivers down the main straight. Kai Walters says you're going to have to work a little bit harder than that. Harmy knows what he's doing, Rhino. He's right in this.
He right is. Kai Walters has come straight back to the bottom and said, I need to get back down there. Harmy has a look. A little bit of Morse code that time on Kai Walters. White flag comes out. There's 1 to go. Harmy a little tight through the middle there. Will he try for a run to the outside? Or has he just fallen off too much there? The Aussie champion. Kai Walters, impressive, gets back to the bottom, shuts up shop and wins. Heat race number 5, impressive from Harmy. From down the back to get second. David Head will get third. Brett Barron will be 4th. And look at Brett, he is absolutely filthy inside the 48. Bang your hands together for the national champion, Kai Walters. Here comes the Aussie champ into victory lane. This guy is impressive. He's still running the same nose cone from Sydney. Oh, that I saw him put all that tape on there. Look at that. That was cool. We actually posted a photo on our Facebook page in the lead up of Kai banging through the cushion at Valvoline Raceway. You remember these guys a month ago raced the New South Wales title at Valvoline Raceway in Sydney. And who knows, it'll be nice to get back there and do it all again. Heat 5 winner, Kai, impressive, but holy smokes, Harmy was impressive on the bottom. He nearly snuck straight past.
Yeah, I just saw him get to the bottom and out of the corner of my eye, and I had to cover pretty quickly, but car was a little bit average and got a little bit of work to do, I think. So just thanks to everyone that could get us here, and enjoy coming up to the Royal. It's an awesome event, so I can't wait to get back for the next heat.
Good on you, mate. Well done to Kai Walters, our winner of heat race number 5. Let's check out the grid in heat 6. Heat race number 6 for Ian Botcher Race Parts. Another good looking field coming away. Watch for Mick Shelford on the second row. He has been dynamite of late and finishing on the podium in some big events. And we go green. He gets a great start on the outside. And Mick Shelford is going to size up on the outside. We're yellow though. And the officials didn't like the start
of car number 36.
It was a Brett Barron special. So we're going to try it again here. Take number 2 of heat 6. And we're going green. Mick Shelford gets a good start that time. And Matt Smith now has got his way through the middle. Look at Shelford on the top at Jason Slosh. Shelford's going to try to stay there. as these guys get busy for the lead in heat race 6. Impressive stuff. Shelford might go around the outside of a lot of them here, as Sloshy is looking good on the inside in the 69. It's a good battle for the lead, and Jason Slosh is your leader. He's impressive. Shelford stays on the top. Sweeney and Smith make contact. Shelford stays on the top of the racetrack, but can't find a way past the moment. It's quite rough there, Damo.
Yes.
But Shelford is having a go.
He sure is. Have a look at Shelford bouncing around. There's a little bit of a hole just as you come out. Smith pulls the Centura to the infield. But have a look at Shelford's up in the second now. Sloshy leads them around. I'll get back to what I was saying in a minute. Jason Slosh and then Shelford in second. Pacey, the car is bouncing through those holes. He needs to get away from that to keep a little bit of control, and he washes a heap of speed off when he does it. Car 108 of Alex Sweeney goes around the outside. Shelford up on the inside now. Down the back straight away. Paul Gannon, how good is this?
Mick Shelford has got a couple of podium finishes of late, but right now he's out there in the lead. Mick Shelford, the race leader, back then to Jason Slosh. Back behind him is still Braden Pacey. The 108 car is still there, Alex Sweeney, and trying desperately to get up involved in this little bit is Tim Weir, who started right at the back of this pack. Under the control tower, Mick Shelford in control at the moment, staying down low. Have a look at the 108 car. That's Alex Sweeney. He's not afraid to get up near the concrete. Around the western corner, can he get a drive down the main straightaway? Have a look at the drive he's got. Almost up level with Jason Slosh. Stays high, swings the tail out. Can he get around the outside of Jason Slosh down the back straight? We'll watch the main straightaway coming your way again. Can he get a drive? Watch the drive high. No, the car goes sideways. Didn't want that to happen. White flag out. Damo, this is going to be a great last lap.
It sure is. Shelford leads her around. Sloshy in second. Sweeney, what can he do? He just needs to hook it up out of the western corner. Can he get up in the second? I think he's going to get it, ladies and gentlemen. Shelford will take the checkered flag. I think Slosh has got it. Sweeney for three. Tim Weir for 4. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with your heat race winner after this break.
We're going to replay to check out here. While we're waiting for Mick Shelford, here it is. Look at this. Here's Pacey. Look at that, bouncing through the bumps. And I can tell you, Matt Smith, the wire come off the fuel pump. That is it. A little spade clip and the wire just come off. So he had no fuel pressure, which is those things that happen with new cars. As we know, and this guy, Mick Shelford, gets a win. Heat 6 winner. Well done, mate. Good job.
Yeah, we started off around the top and a bit bumpy up there for us. So, yeah, stuck on the low line and paid off for us.
Certainly did, mate. And this thing just keeps rolling around.
Yeah, we've had some great luck lately and, really hope we can follow it through this weekend and go one better than the last meeting.
Absolutely, mate. Well done to Mick Shelford, who gets the win in Heat 6. Another... Queensland Victoria on the front row. Time to get after it here as the sun sets in the western sky here in Kingaroy. Set to go green here in Heat 7. Good dispatch. Leicester's gone and hammer down on the bottom. And the Caltex Robina number 59, and watch his progress. Look at Russell Harris get off the line. Oh, Rachel Pratt It's got problems in front of the field. And we stay green. Darren Sazolka went to the top. I'm not sure what happened there for Pratt. But the race continues. Look at Jordan Cunningham on the outside. Impressive stuff here for Thomas Hunter, your leader. They're rough and ready. In Heat 7, Hunter leads from Cunningham. It's busy everywhere you look here. Rachel Pratt on the bottom of Darren Sazolka. Shellcross and Leicester, top and bottom. As they try to sort themselves out. Look at these cars turning hard right towards the fence as they come off the bumps. There's a couple of slick patches and then hooked up and rough in other places, and that is hard to set up for. Look at Shellcross. Had a big moment there, Paul.
Yes, he did, but the drive seems to be there, Rhino, up against the fence if you're game. And Shellcross certainly is the one to watch down lowest. Darren Lester, though, making their way, both of them, through the field, and they're all chasing car 17. That's Thomas Hunter as he leads the way down with Jordan Cunningham right on the outside of him. Darren Lester, we've got to remember Darren's come from the back of the pack into position number 3. And he is eyeing off the front of that field as they go round the western corner. He can see 2 cars side by side. On the outside, Jordan Cunningham gets the drive. Bound on the inside, it's Thomas Hunter being swooped upon by Darren Lester. Here comes Lester straight up the inside. Can he get to the fresh air in the western corner? You bet he can. Darren Lester from
and
the back
Volk's
of
around.
the pack.
And Volk's
got a fire.
He's proper on fire. Fire and crash crew quickly on the job as Ash Volk is hot underneath the bonnet at the 73. And I'm not sure. Oil fire. There you can see the overflow. And you can see that right here. Look at the overflow out of this breather here. And that's just gone, balled straight over onto the exhaust, and that's what's caused the fire there. Some great shots from Nick Stein on our infield camera here this weekend under the watchful eye of Jared Ash up there in the truck, and Pete and everyone else, Kate and Alan, the other cameras, Tyler running around as well with some GoPro. There's lots to like here. Clay per view, bring you all the action around the world. It's a cool format and gives everyone a chance coming into the final night to get in the big dance. That pays $10,000 to win. And right now in Heat 7, Jordan Cunningham from Toowoomba is rolling around at the point here with 4 laps to run. Jordan Cunningham has got a big pack behind him. And Cunningham leads us away, Damo.
Sure does. Cunningham leads around. Leicester in second, sneaks up on the inside and has a sniff. Cunningham pulls away though. Shellcross gets the front wheel up on the Cortina and it pushes him up towards the wall, brings it back down though. Car 17 of Thomas Hunter, he's in 3, Rachel Pratt in 4, Dennis Shellcross in 5. Shellcross, have a look at Shellcross. The thing's nearly doing a mono as he goes around the outside. It's still Leicester. He's out in front. Cunningham for 2. Rachel Pratt has got Shellcross all around the outside. Let's just stay with Shellcross. The little Cortina that could. Last lap of the journey now. Leicester should take the checkered flag. What can Shellcross do? Has a look around the outside, bounces down on the inside. Here he comes. Cunningham, Leicester takes the checkered. Shellcross, he will get second. Cunningham for 3. Pratt for 4. How good is that?
Impressive stuff. How about Shellcross's launch to get second? Your winner on screen. How about some noise for Darren Lester? Darren Lester, going to take your helmet off, mate. We want to have a look at you. Good looking sort, mate. He's got a smile on his face as well. I'm going to put that down there for safekeeping. If you leave them behind, they stay at my place and they hang up on the bar. And that's the rule. And Darren Lester is a happy man because you just banged in 36 points after starting off the back. Well done, mate.
That's the way to do it. It's a hard one, but yeah, the track needs to widen out a bit, I think.
It's rough and ready out there, mate.
It is. It's pretty rough. But hey, everyone's the same, so we're all in the same boat.
Quickly thank everyone involved, mate.
Mate, I need to thank all my crew back there because I shouted a lot at them just before we went out for that heat because I thought it was going to tighten up, and yeah, I'm glad it did.
Good on you, mate. Well done to Darren Lester. Well, you gotta say when you're wrong, and the crew were right, and the driver was wrong. Paul, Proddy's coming your way.
That's great to know. We've finished one round of heats, folks. But it doesn't settle down because the Proddies are back. And car 16 is Danielle Cook. Leonie Knight on the outside in the 30 car. Josh Arms back for some more, this time in the production car. Outside of him is Scott Duthie in car number 28. Joel Berkeley's back for some more, this time in his A1 car. Josh Krang also back for some more in the car number 8. Nick Blaze is in car 26. Jesse Martin is in car number 6 out of New South Wales. Hazelgrove is car number 6 from Gympie, the white one. Marshall Virtue is car 22. We're getting ready to go. Simon Walker, can he do it from right at the back? DJ Lennon and Sam Lack. Green one were off and running in heat number 5 for the Proddies. And car number 16 it is Danielle Cook who leads the way, but Harmy having a bit of a look down the inside, got a yellow. Didn't like the start.
I guess they're in charge. They can make the decisions they want to make. Gee, we've got a great big field of production sedans tonight too, Paul, haven't we? It's fantastic.
Let's line them up and do it again, folks. Danielle Cook, Leonie Knight, that's the front row. Have a look at the second row though. Josh Arms, Scott Duthie, Joel Berkeley and then Josh Krang. So we've got a big field of good cars out here. Nick Blaze is in there as well. Jess Martin is in the 6th car. Then we've got Rick Hazelgrove, Marshall Virtue, Simon Walker from the back, DJ Lennon in 18, and Sam Lack, the Maryborough car, number 2, is right at the back. Look for a green one. Can we get a nice even start this time, one behind the other? Berkeley up quickly on the inside. Josh Harm says, no, not going in there. But it's Leonie Knight who leads them down the back chute for the first time. Into the western corner, and the man up high is Josh Krang. Guides car number 8 into the race lead, and down the main straight away he goes. Harmy decides he's got to go high as well. Gets a little bit of a nudge there from the 6 car. Tucked in there is Jess Martin. Down the back straight and into the western corner, and Joel Berkeley is the one who's been able to find some room down the inside. We got a problem.
Oh, yes, we do.
Got a Woolies car park over on turn 4. And I'm sure we will have up on the screen the Ken Mills Toyota. We'll see that happening again, folks. Just not enough room. Too many cars. Just watch carefully towards the back. A little bit of push and shove. Give me some room. It's not there. And suddenly, yeah, there's nowhere to go. Bit of a problem coming out of 4. Slow motion. We've got a car up in the air. And the fence gets a bit close.
Yeah, DJ Lennon really, wow, that was close.
It was ridiculous. A fair bit of damage to the front end. It's tracking in. So the only thing holding that rear cradle in is just the spring that is located in place. So watch this. As he rolls through the bumps, it'll bounce up and down because there's no shock absorber there now, just a spring holding it in place in the cradle. So if he bounces pretty hard through the rough, that could all will get pretty ugly. So while it's in place, Paul, it's okay.
No problems. No problems if you've got A1 written on the side of the car. Let's see what he can do. Josh Krang, Josh Harm, Joel Berkeley. Outside the Witch's Hat, we've still got 7 to go. Josh Kreng. Josh Harm immediately pokes the nose underneath. I want to be in the fresh air. Side by side into the western corner. Kreng gets a bit of a drive up high on the track. Harmy won't go away. Joel Berkeley tucked in there, and then Jess Martin is the next one in the 6 car. Goes to the outside, goes Martin. So the mover from position number 4, the New South Wales car, Jess Martin, overdoes it. Manages just to hold on to it. Can Nick Blaze do the same thing? Yes. Had the tail hanging right out. But while all of this is happening, Josh Kreng has found the mobile again. Under the control tower he goes. Krangy to the better of Josh Harm back then to Joel Berkeley as they go down the back straight away. One right up high on the fence. Gets it back online, but right now Josh Kreng showing the way in a brand new race car.
Yeah, Josh Kreng leads around. Have a look at Joel Berkeley as much as he can. He's trying to keep that car right down low on the racetrack where it's quite smooth. When he does seem to slide up a little bit, it gets ugly and bounces right around. So it's Josh Kreng leads him around. Josh Harm, then Joel Berkeley, then back to car number 6 of Jess Martin. Nick Blaze, Rick Hazelgrove, Scott Duthie, and Simon Walker. How many laps to go? We've got 3 to go, Paul Gannon. And it's still Josh Kreng out in front. How has Joel Berkeley managed to hold on to 3rd place there? As Hazelgrove comes into the infield.
Hazelgrove. Back to our race leader, Josh Kreng. Oh, Rick Hazelgrove, look at the car. It's been in a bit of a mess. But we'll go back to the main straightaway. Should be white flag waiting out for him this time around. Yes, it is. Josh Kreng, he's got 1 to go. Josh Harm getting right up high against the fence was Joel Berkeley. Back then we go to Jess Martin. Long way back to Simon Walker doing battle with Nick Blaze, but it's all Josh Kreng. And Josh Kreng will take out heat 5 down the main straightaway. And car 8 takes it out from Josh Harm. Next one through would have been Jess Martin. We've finally lost our Australian title holder. The car back end eventually said, I can't do this anymore.
It's impressive stuff by the man on screen, but check out this damage that we're talking about for the Hazelgrove card. Look at this. These are steel doors. So this gives you a little insight to what, so that's a rub rail bar that holds the door in place. This is the dog leg. That's plastic for the wheel arch. You can see right through there into there. That's so, it looks really bad, but it's certainly not by any stretch of the imagination. If Nick just comes up here and looks in, see this? It's a weight jacker. So that changes how the car sets up. There's a radiator right here in the rear of the car, and that weight jacker there, they just screw that left and right to change the setup of the car. And this guy, not real happy about things, and Nick's going to go to the other end. Look at that. So that's where that, so under here, so you can see where that weight jacket comes through, where that coil spring is on that rear, the bottom rear arm there. So they move that up and down, and that changes the setup in one of these cars, one of the Proddies or modified sedans here at Kingaroy Speedway. Boys, we'll take a quick commercial and come back with heat number 6, the production sedan.
And they're racing for $300. That's a cool shot on the ultimate big screen, thanks to Captain Mills Toyota here in Kingaroy. The lights are out. We should go racing. Production sedans. Holding them up. Really, really holding them up. Now we go green as car number 31 of Brooke Etherton leads them around, right around the outside. Car number 68, or sorry, 85 of Josh Arthur, right into 2nd position, bounces around the outside. The car comes a little unsettled, but will take the race lead. Yes, he does. Down the pit gate into the snack shack. Josh Arthur, Etherton, Freeman, Thomas, and McKellar. When they hit the bump over there on the western corner, they are really, really unsettled and really makes for some exciting action for us calling the race. I tell you what, as a race driver, you wouldn't be so excited, Paul Gannon, as they come around and take it from there.
You'd be worried about the back and the bones in your back, but race leader, have a look at him, Josh Arthur. He's got it up on the cushion. And back there in position 2, Brooke Etherton is doing a great battle here with Stephen Freeman, but also arriving on the scene is Ashley McKellar. And those three are going to settle down and argue about the minor placing. So Brooke Etherton it is on the inside as they go down the main straightaway. On the outside, Stephen Freeman still thinking of an outside pass. And back in there in position 4 actually, but looking to get on the inside. That's Ash McKellar. Long way back. We go back to the next car, which is car number 26, but our race leader, have a look at him go.
And look at
Josh
the
Arthur.
line. Yeah, look at the line he's running on, Paul. He's just wheeling the top of the fence right around the racetrack. He's above the ruts, and he's just wheeling the thing against the concrete. The VS Commodore is on song. Look at this thing. It is hammered down, Paul.
You would think it was a sprint car driver driving up on the cush. That's where he is. And the Battle Royal is still back there for position 2. Brooke Etherton is down low on the track. Ash McKellar has got him up into position number 3. And still looking for the outside is Stephen Freeman. So the minor placings are a long way from finished as they take the white flag.
Yeah, that's where the action is as Josh Arthur still wheels it up high on the cush there. And the car doesn't come unsettled and he can carry that race beat. We've got 2 together for 2 and 3 as Josh Arthur takes the checkered flag. Who will get in position 2? I reckon it might be McKellar. Will it be McKellar? It is Etherton for 3, Freeman for 4, Dane Francis in 5 and Laidlaw for 6. Wow, that's cool stuff for the Production Sedans. But I tell you where the racetrack is at the moment for Productions, and Josh Arthur's found it. It's right up high on the cush there. And I tell you what, he knows how to drive a car, and he wheeled it around here at Ian Botcher Race Parts, Kingaroy Speedway.
Is car 91. Cherie Barron back out for some more. And Darryl White is in there as well. We're coming down for a start. Get ready. We've got 54, 53, the 2 Grahams on the front. Who gets the better of the jump? It's Jack. Down low on the racetrack. Up high, Ash Graham says, I want a bit of the action up high. It's not there. Jack Graham will lead them around the western corner for the first time. Ash Graham tucks into, gets the tail wobbling all over the place. Amy Evans tries to poke the car down the middle. They're 3 wide. Under the control tower is the 26 car. That's Gary Harris. Gets himself involved as well. Somehow, everybody survived turn number 1 and they're in the western corner again. And while this is happening, Jack Graham has cleared out. Amy Evans would be the next one. Then we've got Gary Harris tucked in there. Then Ash Graham, the one coming around the outside. Here's Darryl White, but he can't get a drive down the back straight. Back to the race leader, Jack Graham. He's decided up high. I saw where he was. That's where I want to be. He's gone to the cushion, under the control tower. Amy Evans is not too far away. Next one in there, Gary Harris. Back behind them in the 41 car. Here's Darryl White as they go round the western corner once again. Again, turn number 4. Jack Graham goes high, but Amy Evans down low. That's where I want to be. And she takes the little Datsun. Can she get drive?
We've got a wheel off underneath the ultimate big screen, thanks to Ken Mills Toyota.
Off Matt Thomas is 41. You can pick that up on screen right now on the Ken Mills Toyota Ultimate screen. The 41 has broken the front end. That's bad news as well for Amy Evans as she just hit the lead too.
Same old story, Rhino. Last fully recorded lap.
Yeah.
Yep. Hard luck there too for Matt Thomas.
Our crash crew and officials, all the volunteers here do a... Yeah, right. Okay. Here comes Nick on the job. Look at this. So we thought the studs are off, but they're there, but they're ugly. Broken, see? No, they're right on the end. That's like a burr off the nut or something, isn't it? Maybe it had... Where is the wheel? Let's go to the wheel. We'll investigate this, Stay. Really? That looks all fine. I reckon wheel nuts, Billy Peel. I reckon wheel nuts. That took us a long time, but I reckon just They weren't tight, Paul.
I think someone's got a big answer in the pit area. 4 laps to go. Jack Graham leads them away. The 26 car of Gary Harris gets a flyer and caught Amy Evans dreaming a little bit at the restart. Gary Harris is the one on a mission in the 26 car as they go down the main straightaway. But Jack Graham has found the fast part of the racetrack with a couple of laps remaining.
Yeah, 3 laps remaining. Jack Graham and Gary Harris having a look on the inside of him as we go on the ultimate screen. 2 laps to go down the journey. Amy Evans got Sarah Franz round the outside, holds on. Sarah Franz washes up high, and Darryl White slips up into position number 5. Let's go back to the front of the track. Great battle there with Jackson Graham and Gary Harris Jr. Amy Evans still in 3 and Whitey in 4 as he bounces under the control tower. Sarah Franz and Ashley Graham. Still, I think we've got 1 lap to go. The white flag came out last time. We should be greeted by the checkered flag. Jackson Graham will take the heat race win. It'll be Gary Harris for 2, Amy Evans holds on for 3, Darryl White for 4, then Sarah Franz in 5. Ashley Graham for 6, Kyle Rowlands for 7, and Cherie Barron will bring up your top 8. Ladies and gentlemen, Production Sedans.
Lights have gone out, so we're going racing, folks. 8 laps the journey. Heat number 8 for Productions here tonight. They have been really turning on a show at night number 1 of the King's Royal to the white line, and we'll be racing. Car number 98, Chris Evans, says go. A little bit slow off the mark was Paul Taylor. That allowed Dan Cook to get a little bit interested, and so did Mitchell Blaze as they go down the back chute for the very first time. Race leader, Chris Evans, and a mess behind as, oh no. Car number 32, Brody Fraser, is up in the wall. Dear oh dear. I'm sure we'll have a replay of that. Too excited, too many cars, not enough room. Infield crew to the rescue.
The whole front assembly's just been ripped out of it. Car 39 on of Moz Woodrow, the front of the inside front is actually collapsed on the underneath of the car as well. We're going to have a replay. Here we go. Fraser hard up the wall there. What happened to Woodrow?
Yeah, what's this?
Rolls up over the wheel and rips the front underneath the car.
Yes.
Well,
have a look again, folks. And Moss is so lucky. I know he's done a lot of damage to the car, but man, that should have gone right over.
Oh, Brody got in there hard, didn't he?
Brody hard.
Woodrow,
what's this?
have a look at Woodrow. Rides the wheel. Is that Dalton? Oh, wow. Well, he's a stunt driver there for a second.
That's pretty crazy.
Wow.
The old Canadian stunt drivers, hell drivers or whatever they called them.
Else. You actually still see all this fire here. It was involved in a massive crash, and you can see how that burnt the front of that car is at Lismore, and you can see the broken, or the hub assembly and the bottom arms are all broken there, and all that's the rack ends all covered in heaps of mud as it scaled down to the front. And that's a real shame for these guys. After a big effort to turn this car around, after that massive crash at Lismore only 6 or 7 weeks ago. Hard luck to Brody Fraser. Good job, mate. All right. Oh, now what we're going to do, are we going green, are we? They're going to come around, so can you do it? Wave real far. You're going to send them on their way with your flag. We're about to go green. Here we go. Ready? We're going to go green. You start waving. You start. Go, 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 go. Yes. Yes. Oh, they didn't go. The officials, we should have teed the officials up on that. Back to you, boys.
Okay. Can he do it? Can Chris Evans get the jump again on the inside? Go, we're racing with the green one, and Chris Evans it is, but have a look coming right around the outside. Guess who? David Barbala. Barbala looking for some drive up high, has got himself up into position number 3. Stays up high on the racetrack with Dan Cook down low. Barbala gets it a bit wobbly, but stays away from the concrete. Down on the inside too, it's Mitchell Blaze. So plenty of push and shove and elbows out back in the pit, in the pack as our race leader, Chris Evans. Let me stay right out of that, he says. Back behind him still, it's Paul Taylor in the 51 car, but he is being chased down on the outside. It's David Barbala on the inside, Mitchell Blaze. Track just a little bumpy as Mitchell Blaze finds some room down the inside. The 81 car would be the next one coming in behind them as they're all chasing down the main straightaway. Chris Evans, back to Mitchell Blaze. Darren Dalton tucked in there, now in position number 3, and back behind him would be Norm Townsend as they go down the back chute. But they're all chasing. Have a look at the lead that Chris Evans has got. He's into the second half of this event.
Yeah, Chris Evans leads them around. Blaze in second, and Dalton in third. Townsend for 4. It is rough and ready out there for Production Sedans, ladies and gentlemen. In this heat race, Barbara, he's back in position number 5, and has Jai Coomber, who's just washed up hard against the wall, and underneath him comes Bo Smithwick. It's still Chris Evans leading him around here under the Chem Mills Toyota Ultimate screen. 3 laps of the journey to go now on Production Sedans. Please, look slowly but surely. The gap is 0.955 of a second behind, and that's not official time. The Production Sedans here, racing for $300, by the way, as Chris Evans comes around and receives the white flag. Blees in 2, and Darren Dalton in 3. Norm Townsend for 4, and it's a long way back then to Davey Barlow. Yellow flag.
Oh, my brother-in-law's going to be filthy. He's just about to roll into victory lane out in front, and the yellow has come on. Chrissy boy. Now he's got 2 more. That's Amy Evans' husband, Chris Evans. They're running 2 cars this weekend, a Cortina and a Skyline. Busy in their household.
Do we ask who the better driver is, or we're not allowed to talk about that, Rhino?
Yeah, well, that's right. You can see there the cross flags, yellow and checkered flag means race has been declared. That means Chris Evans will get the win in heat race number 8. And that means it's interval time here, Paul, and it's time to open up the pits for you all. We are going to do some track work. It's going to be a very, very cool night. Tomorrow night we throw in Modlites are back. Street stocks for the Edge Automotive and Performance Series. Doing a bit of both ways action here. And 3 rounds of heats for the modified sedans to get through. And that'll seed the points and get everyone ready for that final night. I can't wait for it. I love it. Those dashes are ridiculously cool. And remember what I said before. If you're 75th in points after 2 nights, you could still start from pole position in the 50-lap feature. It's a cool format. It's a cool deal. And we can't wait. $26,000 in prize money on that one race on Sunday night and $10,000 to win. The place is crazy. On our Ken Mills Toyota Ultimate screen, it's a good-looking field here for heat race number 8. Look at that. There you go. There's some dancers down the front. All right. Good job, kids. Give us a wave. Hey! Nice job. Tim Weir and Darren Lester. Lester won his last heat from the back row. He starts on the outside of the front row here and has a great opportunity to bang in 36 more points. and set himself up for a nice weekend. It's time to get after it again, Kingaroy. Tim Weir and Darren Lester to get after it here on night one of the Kings Royal. Falcons on the front row, and we're time to go green. And Lester gets a good start on the outside. Matt Smith rails the bottom, and the little Centura is going to try to go with the Falcons. Lester leads, and Matt Smith right through the bottom, and the little Centura takes the lead, and Lester has got his hands full with Tim Weir. Tim Weir on the bottom of Darren Lester, and the little Chrysler of Matt Smith is your race leader. Josh Harm on the inside of Darren Lester, who must have problems. Lester is in struggle street at the moment for whatever reason, and he sits back in fourth, make that third as he moves back past Josh Harm, Damo.
Yeah, things weren't looking too good there for Darren Lester. He finally sorted something out and gets up underneath Josh Harm. Smith wheeling around in car 36 as we go past the control tower, looking really great. Tim Weir in the big Falcon still steering around there in second. Lester, Harm, and then Gary Pagel. Cunningham we go back to then, and in behind him we got TJ Horn, then Josh Crang as TJ Horn. Let's go back to the front of the track as we can see on the Ken Mills Toyota Ultimate screens. Smith leads the 36 around as Weir has a look up behind him, Paul.
Tim Weir closing in, but young Smithy, Matty Smith, doing a great job out the front. Down the main straightaway he goes, has opened up again, a little bit of a lead back to the current Queensland number one. Darren Lester, whatever the problem was, he sorted it out, I think. Josh Harm would be the next one, long way back then. Gary Pagel will stay with our race leader as he goes down the main straightaway. The pace is a cracker. Matty Smith under the control tower he goes. Tim Weir in hot pursuit. Darren Lester, Josh Harm back to Gary Pagel. Long way back then to TJ Horn. But right now, Matty Smith didn't finish the first round of heats, but he's going to make amends for it this time under the tower he goes. The next time round will be a white flag.
He looks like he's struggling a little bit. The car looks extremely tight as he's struggling to get the thing around the turn. Look at it. It's like a snow plow. Pushing on the front right. He just gets off the gas. And Matt Smith, former national champion from Toowoomba, down past the drain. And the Hemi, the Centura, has a bobble, but he still gets the win in heat race number 8. Tim Weir will get second, Darren Lester third, Josh Harm and Gary Pagel back to Krang. Is there any Chrysler fans here? And here it is. Smith, owned by Tim and Matt themselves, the two brothers. Matt, the younger of the two. And it's bad A55, this thing, and he's got a smile on his face. Good job, man.
Thank you very much, Rhino. But yeah, I've got that many people to thank that I haven't got the time to thank them all. But firstly, I just need to thank my brother Tim mostly. Just the amount of hours he put into this thing to get it right and get it on track is just unbelievable. And then for letting me race this weekend, I can't thank him enough for that. And everyone else that's names on the car, it's been a massive effort to get this thing on track. It's something different, but it's something cool as hell, so we're pretty happy.
He certainly is. It is cool as we certainly like the C-Jet, as it's already got a nickname. Look at that thing. It's pretty cool. We got another ripping heat race coming your way here. You might need a start.
The program, but still a class field coming.
It certainly is. Hard luck for Ty Galley. Has hurt the V88 in a major way. And a long way to come for half a heat. Sorry to hear that, guys. As we get set to go here. No end to hold 'em. To the sounds of Kenny Rogers, we get set with a little bit of gambler. Ian Botcher Race Parts Kings Royal. It's time to do it again in heat race number 9. It is a snail's pace to the line here. And Brenton Scott will lead us past the pit gate for the first time. Suzuka looks racy, gets right into the back of Crawford. And what an effort for those guys to turn that car around after inverting the 81 at Archerfield with World Series sprint cars on night one of the Twin City Challenge. Mick Shelford won his first heat, and he's wheeling the top for PS Designer Homes and Pro 1 Race Parts in the 54 VL Commodore, powered by a 202 Carby methanol engine. Brenton Scott out in front is doing a terrific job, Paul, with it'll be 7 laps to run here.
He certainly is. He's cleared out. Have a look at the gap back then to Volk. And coming around the outside, it's Darren Kasulka, and tucked down on the inside was that 81 car that Rhino was talking about in Neil Crawford. So there's plenty of action still back here in the pack for the minor placings. But right now, Brenton Scott, he's got the length of the main straightaway, and look where he is. He's heading up towards that concrete, heading up onto the top part of the racetrack again, and he has found the groove. Through the western corner he goes. Ash Volk is a distant second, and if anything, he is driving away from him. Back then to Neil Crawford. No, it's not. It's Darren Kasulka in position number 3, and then Neil Crawford. Still trying to get himself off the tail of the field is Mick Shelford, but he's finding trouble getting through that field. And all of this time, have a look at the race leader. Brenton Scott has bolted, Rhino. No, Damo.
Yeah, he sure has, Paul Gannon, leading him around. He's at least a quarter of a lap ahead of Lee Volt, and then Suzuka behind him. Have a look at the battle back then, though. Where have we got there of Jason Sloss, Shelford and Sweeney. We've got 2 by 2 as we come down under control tower. We've got 3 to go. And you can see it on the ultimate screen, the battle that they're going there. Down the back straightaway, Slosh on the outside and Crawford on the inside. Then we got Shelford and Sweeney. While this is all going on, right out the front of the track, Brenton Scott is just leading it around. We'll come back to him. White flag comes out for Sot now. Volk, Suzuka, and then we've got Sloshy. They've gone single file now after a heated battle back there. The checkers come out though, ladies and gentlemen. Brenton Scott takes the win. Ash Volk, he'll come in second. Suzuka for 3. Jason Sloss should get 4. Alex Sweeney for 5. Michael Shelford finally for 6. Neil Crawford for 7. Jamie Love brings up the rear of the field. We'll be back with our winner, Brenton Scott, after this break.
For Speedway Sedans Victoria, the Victorian Championship at Timmins. Speedway down 7th and 8th, 2-night show. It's very cool down there. I'll be at Mount Gambier that weekend for the National Super Sedan title. Looking forward to that. For Speedway Sedans Australia, SSA Live, powered by Pro 1 Race Parts. And this guy, Brenton Scott's pretty happy with that. Nice job, mate. Well done.
Hey, thanks very much, Rhino.
It's always nice to have a chat with you, mate. This car rolling around pretty good.
Yeah, it's going around pretty good in that one. I was pretty happy with that, so good to get the points.
Good on you, mate. Well done. Good job. Brenton Scott gets the chocolates and the Zonka refrigeration air conditioning as we get set for another belter coming your way.
Matt Barron is right back towards the back of the pack in this one. Can he get to the front? Braden Pacey is back there as well. This is heat number 10. 10 laps. Matt Nelson. The locals will all be watching the 48 car right at the back.
He'll be busy from back there. Victoria versus Queensland on the front row. He's the current Queensland Street Stock champion from Victoria. From pole position here, the B61 puts the foot in the bucket and we go green. And Matt Nelson will be hard to chase down from there, but Miles Gilroy is going to make him work it in the red rocket. Darren Severs right behind in 3rd position. Jason Drever got off the corner nicely there in the BU Falcon. Look at Pacey's thing bouncing through the rut. in turn 4 there. There's a couple of Cortinas, 5th and 6th, under attack from Rachel Pratt, who moves up on the inside. And Brett Barron up on the concrete and wheeling it the long way. Around the Glenwarren Charolais, number 48, back through the Hey Diddle Diddle. And goes straight through there nicely. Switches back to the outside. And Barron's going to have a look on the outside of Steve Blackburn, who's going around nicely in the 55, Paul.
Have a look at the race leader, Matt Nelson. Car number 61, opening up a commanding lead back to Miles Gilroy. A real battle royal back there for position number 3. It's Darren Sievers doing
And look at the manifold there.
car.
Sorry, Paul, look at the glowing manifold on Matt Nelson on the 61 on a Kent Mills Toyota Ultimate screen. His thing is working.
He's got half the race distance, and I think the thing will be struggling to get there. Back to Miles Gilroy, who's got his hands full in there with Darren Sievers and also Jason Drever. And finally, getting around the outside from the back of the pack comes Brett Barron, but he's got an awful lot of work to do to catch the 4 cars that are in front of him. Race leader doing it easily out in front. Matt Nelson down the main straight away. He goes probably the length of the main straight. Back behind him is Miles Gilroy. Then a battle royal between Darren Sievers, and on the outside comes Jason Drever. 3 laps remaining, Damo.
Yeah, Matt Nelson leads them around down under the ultimate screen. It's Miles Gilroy, then Jason Drever, and in behind him is Brett Barron. He's finally found some speed in the car 48. Back to Steve Blackburn, Rachel Pratt, then Dean Rothenberg as we come back.
And look at this, Damo. This thing is chugging. Matt Nelson's a struggle street. Look at the flame straight out the exhaust.
He's only got 1 lap to go. He just has to nurse it home now. Have a look at the glow underneath there on the ultimate screen, thanks to Ken Mills. He will get the checkered flag, Matt Nelson. Just Gilroy in for second. Oh, that's a close third. It'll be car number 30, Jason Drever, Brett Barron.
Oh, and we're upside down. Over there, Ruthenberg has gone upside down in turn number 3 after the checkered flag. And we are red. So I reckon he's gone up over the back of Blackburn. Look at the damage to the, and you can see that up on the screen right now. Look at all the damage to Shorty, to Steve Blackburn. So he's got in over there. I'm not sure we would have got that by any stretch of the imagination. Drop this car down ever so gently, the best we can. They do a great job, the crash crew, the volunteers here. And that was the only thing that was going to happen after that thing come off the concrete. Driver and Dennis Shellcross in the front row. Are there any Cortina fans? Set for a start in Heat 11 for Ian Botcher Race Parts. The King's Royal, the 8th annual running. We are so lucky, aren't we? We're set for dispatch here. Keep an eye on the 3rd row. Keep an eye on the last row, as Aidan Raymond and Kai Walters want to get to the front as quick as they can. Look at Aidan Raymond up against the cushion. The King's Royal champion banging down the concrete. Raymond upstairs on the cush. Kai Walters through the middle. And the Aussie champion is up to position 4. Walters on the charge here as these cars are lightning quick. The racetrack is dialed in after that track work before, and Andrew Dyke leads a ripping race here, Paul.
It is Andrew Dyke in a real battle for position number 2 between Kent Shelford and Dennis Shellcross. Shellcross drifting back a little bit. Aidan Raymond tucked in there. Kai Walters is in this mix as well. 3 wide out of turn number 4. Kai Walters down low on the racetrack. Dennis Shellcross. Here comes Jessica O'Mara right into the mix, and the one that got shuffled back was Kent Shelford. Pacer cracker. Andrew Dyke. He's been untroubled up the front from the beginning of the event, but right now, Aidan Raymond's in full pursuit. Kai Walters is in there. Dennis Shellcross, Jessica O'Mara, and then the 56 car of Graham West. They're pretty well spread out around the western corner and down the main straightaway. Here comes Aidan Raymond, right up onto the tail of Andrew Dyke. Moves down the inside, pokes the nose under. Is there enough room? No, there's not. Andrew Dyke knows. I've got to keep it on the line. Down the main straightaway he goes. Aidan Raymond in full pursuit under the tower. Into the second half of the... Oh, Aidan Raymond up on 2 wheels. Somehow it went back on all 4. But that leaves Andrew Dyke with a little bit of a lead, and Aidan Raymond somehow doing the wall of death drive.
Yeah, how about that? Great stuff. Great driving by Raymond. Andrew Dyke leads him around Raymond, then Kai Walters. He's trying to wheel in Aidan Raymond, sitting back there in third. Jessica O'Meara, she's into fourth, past Shellcross, and the little Cortina that coulds up on 3 wheels itself. Here comes Dave Tangles, 2 laps to go of the journey here in this heat race. Tangles goes around Shellcross now, and he's got O'Meara in sight. Let's go back to the front of the pack. The white flag is out. Dyke still leads them around. It's a great race as well as we go back to Tangles, O'Meara and Shellcross. That's a great battle back there. But it'll be Dyke takes the checkered flag over Aidan Raymond. Kai Walters for 3. Jessica O'Meara, no. It'll be Dave Tangles' head for 4. O'Meara for 5 and Shellcross for 6. We'll be back with our winner, Andrew Dyke, after this break.
Let's go to the ultimate screen and check out Aidan Raymond, bicycle on 2 wheels. Here's the replay, watch this. Look at Raymond here, bicycle, and he turns the wheels towards the fence to bring the car down. We'll just go and have another look at that before we give the Heat 1 winner, Andrew Dyke. Here it is again. Look at this in super slow-mo. And he gets up on 2, and now he just turns the steering wheel ever so much towards the fence to bring it back down to ground. Unbelievable car control. Andrew Dyke, congratulations. Aidan Raymond nearly rolled behind you, did a massive big bicycle, but you were outstanding. Well done.
Just can't thank my mate Scott enough for lending me the car after the torrid week that we had with our other one blowing up and putting in a heap of effort with me. And thanks to my little brother for giving me the other car to blow up. Man, that's fun.
Certainly is, mate. Congratulations. Andrew Dyke wins Heat Race 11, and he's happy about it as we go. For a start here, Blackburn and Cameron on the front row. Heat 12, time to get after it. And Blackburn gets it away. Bossy up on the outside. On Nathan McDonald, Tim Akin got a rocket on the bottom. And we are yellow. And potentially from the third row, I'm a tipping.
Can I say it? Brett Barron School of Starts.
Hey, that. All right, we're set for the restart here in Heat 12. It's been a great night. Well, thus far, we got 2 more nights of this to get through. Blackburn and Jack Cameron lead us away. Mark Raymond goes through the middle. Tim Atkin in the Dent Doctor, number 15. Former Australian Production Sedan champion. Oh, Cameron. Jack Cameron bicycle big time up on 2 wheels because the racetrack is hooked up. And super quick at the moment. And it doesn't take much for the cars to bicycle. Look at Nathan McDonald on the outside of Tim Atkin. And Mac ran on the podium last year at the Royal, and Nathan McDonald around the top takes the lead, Damo.
Yeah, Nathan McDonald, he's an absolute superstar. Blackburn just getting taken around the outside by Tim Atkin. Here comes Mark Raymond as well, the Falcon from Kingaroy. How cool is this? Jack Cameron and Brodie Boss, and then we go back to Wayne Gilroy, Chucky Garris and Michael Cheeseman. Nathan McDonald leads them around here at the Ian Race Parts Kingaroy Speedway. Tim Atkin in a close second and Mark Raymond in third. Shannon Blackboard and Brodie Boss battling it out there. Blackburn gets a little unsettled. Brodie Boss comes up underneath the inside, Paul Gannon.
Here developing as Nathan McDonald goes roaring down the main straightaway. Tim Atkin right on his hammer, gives him a little touch, says, I'm still here. Mark Raymond would be the next one, but falling back into the clutches of Brodie Boss, who's on a mission back there in position number 4. The action is right at the front. Nathan McDonald won't want to leave anything. Tim Atkin right on his hammer, coming up on a slower vehicle, which could cause Aaron Alcock. He doesn't have to get out of the road, just hold on to his line. He's going to stay down low, which will mean they'll all have to go around him. Nathan McDonald down the main straight, Tim Atkin, Mark Raymond. Back behind them is Brodie Boss. Those 4 settle down to work out the first 4 positions. The 22 car is Jack Cameron, trying to get back into towards the front of the field after being up on 2 wheels. Under the control tower, Nathan McDonald knows which part of the racetrack he's got to stay. Mark Raymond had a big challenge underneath Tim Atkin. It didn't work. Western corner, down the main straightaway. Nathan McDonald, white flag for him. He's in his final lap. Nathan McDonald, Tim Atkin, a bit of push and shove back there for the minor placings. Here comes Brodie Boss up the inside of Mark Raymond. Raymond's got no answer because the whole car is tucked under there. He's got to get back on the race line to maintain position 4. Nathan McDonald, Tim Atkin, Brodie Boss, Mark Raymond, Jack Cameron. Brilliant race. Brilliant race.
Impressive race. How about you put your hands together for Toowoomba's Nathan McDonald? As Nathan McDonald is pretty happy down here in Victory Lane. And he gets the Heat 12 winner board. Very nice. And Mac, well done. Good drive.
Thanks, mate. That was a handful. That track, we really didn't know what to do with the car with the track work and the way it was going in the heats. But I think we held on there. I don't know if it was probably guessing Brodie Boss breathing down my neck.
Yeah, no, they're all there, mate. But you were outstanding. You just drove around the top, pinned the ears back. It was good.
Yeah, it's good for 2 laps there, but the shocks we got just biting into that clay too hard. But yeah, we hung on there. So like I said, it was a bit of a guessing game there. But cool to get a win here, and great job by Kingaroy.
Good on you, mate. Well done to Nathan McDonald. Let's go to the Ken Mills Toyota Ultimate screen. Look at Jack Cameron bicycle on 2 wheels on that first lap here. Watch this. Oh, that's as close as you want. Steve Jordan gets the jump on the outside, and a former Queensland champ Jono Collins goes straight on the inside. Not happy. The boss man says, not today. I didn't. Not today, not today. We're going to do that.
We've seen some variations. That's
Look at them. Oh, there's some feeling. There's some heat. Everyone's getting a little bit antsy on night one of the King's Royal, and we're going green. She was a good dispatch that time. And Steve Jordan's got a wheel just in front of a breathing pack of modified sedans right behind. Watch for Shane McDonald to reel the top. And the little Honda out there as wheel is picking up the left rear. That's a bit bizarre to see in a modified sedan, isn't it? Look at the Honda. Look at the left rear as he goes through the turn here. It goes a foot in the air. That's ridiculous. As Shane McDonald race continues, and McDonald goes to the outside and moves into position 5, and he's on the charge. Roberts bicycles in a big way in turn 1. It is furious out on the racetrack right now, Damo.
Oh, this is absolutely cool stuff. Modified sedans here at Ian Botter Race Parts, Kingaroy Speedway. Steve Jordan leads them around. Jono Collins in second. Back then to Cameron Birch and McDonald. We've got yellow.
Jim Cowley.
Oh, here we go.
Has broken the front left.
I know these guys are good, but you sort of need something to hold it up.
Yeah, that's right.
There it is.
There's some weird stuff going on here because that's look, they're not broken, they're all there, so maybe it's just loose wheel nuts again, potentially, or it's been, I don't know, it's bizarre. But that's okay because of front wheel drive, and it's the opposite. So it's like these guys hike in the front left, really. We're set for the restart, 7 to run here in Heat 13. And Jordo gets after it and leads us past the pit gate as Shane McDonald is on a mission. And the John and Fiona Benson, number 4, that he ran to a podium here last year in the King's Royal with his brother. Jono Collins out after Jordo now, and Jono Collins on the bottom. He's looking good on the inside of Jordo, Damo.
Yeah, he sure is. Really pushing hard down there. Here comes McDonald though. Let's have a look at the battle a little back in the pack as well. With Cameron Birch, Jake Hawkins and Andrew Roberts. Settles themselves down now as the little Honda Civic or Prelude gets that back wheel up one more time. Steve Jordan still wheels him around out in front. Jono Collins hot on his tail, but here comes Shane McDonald. Steve Jordan up high, Jono Collins down low. McDonald around the outside, Paul. 4 laps to go.
Shane McDonald on a mission has driven around the outside of Jono Collins, then gets it a little bit high up against the fence. Collins back underneath him. Side by side they go as McDonald tries to shut the door on him, as I think their race leader Steve Jordan, couple of laps remaining, has slowed considerably as Shane McDonald has arrived on the scene. McDonald down on the inside. Steve Jordan fighting back on the outside, but he hasn't got enough. Down the main straightaway, white flag. Shane McDonald. Here comes Jono Collins as well. Steve Jordan's got some problems with the 7 car. He'll try and hold on. We'll probably finish in 3rd, but it's going to be Shane McDonald. Down the main straight, Steve Jordan will hold on into position 2 in front of Jono Collins. Next one home would have been Cameron Birch, and in front of him, Andrew Roberts.
Wow, wow, wow. How about some noise for Shane McDonald? Victorian Street Stock title at the end of March at Hamilton, and here's our winner, Shaney Mack. Well done, mate. That was a ripper drive.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, we
changed the car a bit from the first heat because it was a bit of a handful, but it was way better to drive then. Yeah, come from 8th to win is awesome, and especially in this type of calibre of drivers in the field. So thanks a lot to John and Fiona again for letting me drive their car. They put a lot of trust in me, so I really appreciate it. And thanks to all our sponsors, Butels Transport, Linmac Automotive, Thomas Steering and Suspension, Highfields Exhaust. Yeah, there's a few others, but yeah, thanks very much.
Good on you, mate. Well done to Shaney Mack as we get ready for Heat 14. Glenn Pagel and Darren Baldwin, Coomber, Stevenson, Walling, Gaunt and Watson, your 11 starters.
Cold beer on a Friday night, a pair of jeans that fit just right, and the radio.
A little bit of chicken fried to get us underway for the final heat of night 1 of the King's Royal here at Ian Botcher Race Parts, Kingaroy Speedway, and we are green. And Pimenta gets a good start off the front, and look at Max Clark. Wheels the superior painting, number 15 around the top, and he just left Pimenta standing still. Look at Max Clark. Banging the thing through the ruts in turn 1 and 2 on the right rear. And that thing is lightning quick at the moment. Pimenta is second. Miller is third. Corey Stein is fourth. Baldwin to Stevenson. And they are getting heavy out there in Heat 14, Damo.
Yeah, Miller and Stein. Steiny on the outside. Here comes Gary Pagel as well. Cooper's in there. And also our former two-time champion, Greg Walling. Max Clark, though, the thing is an absolute rocket. Rodney Parmenter, he's supposed to be the rocket. He's back into second. Damien Miller and Corey Stein still battling it out for 3 and 4. Steiny just gets in front of him. We can see that on the Ken Mills Toyota Ultimate screen there. Let's follow it around on the big screen. Steiny gets around. Just behind Damien Miller, you'll find Darren Baldwin, and up on the inside of him is Greg Stevenson. Max Clark leads them around here at Ian Botcher Race Parts, Kingaroy Speedway. Greg Walling's got a bit of work on his hands. He's right back there in 9th position. Paul Gedden, 5 laps to go. Max Clark leads them around.
Max Clark with a commanding lead. Rodney Parmenter falling back into the clutches of Corey Stein. Corey Stein, thinking of something better than third, is right on the hammer. Back then to Damien Miller, but there's a big gap. Back to those cars, our race leader. Have a look at him. Max Clark. He is just driving away. And the Battle Royal is for position 2. Rodney Parmenter and Corey Stein. Stein down on the inside, this time down the main straight. It's not going to work. Damien Miller is the next one. Back behind them, coming through is Anthony Gaunt. So he's come from the back of the pack. But right now, the race leader, more than the length of the main straight. He's cleared out. Max Clark takes the white flag. 1 to go. There's still a battle for position number 2. Rodney Parmenter versus Corey Stein as they go down the back chute for the last time. But folks, a commanding win in the final heat for tonight. Put your hands together for him. Max Clark. Long way back in second place comes Rodney Parmenter to the better of Corey Stein. Next one home will be Damien Miller in front of a fast finishing Anthony Gaunt from the tail of the field.
Oh, that was an absolute cracker by Max Clark. We'll be here with him in victory lane right after this.
What a job by Max Clark, former national champion. Ran second to Brett Baxter as well at Lismore. This guy won night 1, or one of the many features at Valvoline Raceway in Sydney on 28th of December, and then unfortunately got taken out on the first lap. And this guy is rocket fast. And he wins Heat 14, 36 points, and Max, holy, that was fast.
Yeah, the car felt pretty good. I don't know how it went out there, but yeah, the car definitely felt on the post. We've done some changes and felt pretty good. So
You drove it in pretty hard on the right rear in here in turn 1, and it just stuck.
yeah, it felt like it might have been sticking a bit too much so in the first few laps, but no, then we settled down and got into a rhythm. But no, the car feels really good, so hold it flat and steer it around.
Good on you, mate. Well done to Max Clark. Let's crank it up as we get set.
Has got car number 5, that of Dane Francis, starting outside. Car 53 on the inside of the next row is Ash Graham. Starting outside of him will be the second of the 28 cars of Stephen Freeman. Got to finish in the first 3 to be in the feature race here tonight. Just about ready. Will be a big charge. Moss Woodrow to the white line and off and racing. Woodrow, but down on the inside of him, Freeman. I've left out Amy Evans a little bit high on the racetrack, but she's back on the drive line as trying to come around the outside is Dane Francis. In the car 5 out of Gympie, that's the Victory College car. Down the main straightaway and have a look. Dane Francis is the one on the move. Up high on the racetrack outside. Oh, he's up in the air on 2 wheels and somehow it came back down. Moss Woodrow, like an aeroplane, it needs to have wings. He's still got the thing heading in the right direction. The lead 2 cars settling down to argue the point about it. That's Stephen Freeman on the inside, and he's got the thing up on a couple of wheels now as well as Dane Francis pokes the nose of car number 5 into the race lead in the first of the B mains. Then we got the 228 cars settling down to fight out on the inside. It's Stephen Freeman and Scott Duffy on the outside, and it's Duffy who gets the better of it. A little bit of a touch and an exchange of black paint. Amy Evans would be the next one. Then Moss Woodrow, can you believe it? He's still got the foot flat on the floor after that little exhibition earlier in the event as they go under the tower once again. And car number 5 is still our race leader. That's Dane Francis, doing a good job out the front. For those people who don't know, the car is maintained by the students at Victory College. On the outside of him, it's got Duffy. Duffy, I think, will get a little bit more drive down the back chute, side by side into the western corner.
Yeah, Scott Duffy around the outside. Holding on though, is Dane Francis now. Up into 3rd position is Moss Woodrow, Steve Freeman in 3rd. Amy Evans up on the inside. Ashley Graham really riding the boards up there, as is back in 2nd position of Scott Duffy. Dane Francis, 8 laps to go in Production Sedans. What a great race we got here at the King's Royal. Really carrying some great speed now, Production Sedans, with that track work. The battle though between Dane Francis and Scott Duffy continues up the front, and while that goes on, Moss Woodrow is in 3rd position. Cherie Barron had a little bit of a whoops down here, Grampy's chip wagon, Paul Gannon.
Cherie pulls it onto the infield, but the battle royal is still up here in the front. Remember, we want the front 3 cars, and Duffy has finally got himself into the lead car, into the lead position as they go around the western corner. So Scott Duffy, back to behind him is Dane Francis, and then Moss Woodrow back in action. Back then we go to the Freeman car, and travelling very high on the racetrack is Ash Graham, looking to get closer. We've got a bit of smoke coming out of the Freeman 28 car. Back then, down the main straightaway, Scott Duffy is the race leader as they go under the tower once again. Car number 5, that's Dane Francis. Moss Woodrow in hot pursuit. The 53 car, Ash Graham, has finally got himself clear, and now he's got a bit of ground to make up in, what do we got, 4 laps remaining. Down the main straight. Scott Duffy, good drive by him into the lead position as they go under the tower once again. Back then to Dane Francis, back behind to Moss Woodrow. Next run through Ash Graham, who has closed that gap a little bit, but then gets very high around turn number 4, looking for a bit of drive, right up high on the fence. Stephen Freeman coming back at him as they go down the back chute.
2 laps to go as Sam Lack, you can see the smoke pouring out of that car at the back of the pack. White flag comes out for Scott Duthie. Dane Francis hot on the tail and also goes around the outside, makes a mistake. Woodrow up into second now. Miles Woodrow as Scott Duthie, Dane Francis, makes a mistake. The checker will come out for Scott Duthie, ladies and gentlemen. Make some noise for him. Dane Francis for 3, Miles Woodrow for 4, Ashley Graham, Kyle Rowlands, Sam Lack with smoke pouring out the back of that car brings out your top 5 production sedans. Great stuff. We'll be back after this.
Berkeley. Joel just making sure all the wheels are right on the car this time. Car number 26 is the inside of the next row, and that's Nick Blaze. Outside in the 63 car is Bo Smithwick. Car 88 on the next row, David Barbala, finding himself in the B main as well. Back behind him will be Selena Jennings. Front 3, remember, that's all we need. 15 laps for production B main. Front 3 will find themselves in the back of the feature event, just about ready to go. Brooke Etherden. Look across and see A1 written on the side of the door beside you. Let's see how we go to the white line and go as the green one is shown, and well, that's what happens. The A1 car just said, nah, not doing anything. And we'll roll to a halt underneath the control tower, and we'll probably need a yellow light. Go. And the big advantage for this one is Smithwick has found himself on the outside of the front row instead of the outside of the second row. Watch for a green one. We're off and racing once again, and car number 31 it is, that of Brooke Etherden, who gets the better of the jump. Oh, Smithwick is the one on the outside, but they're challenging very quickly from in the pack through the western corner. Blaze forcing their way through on the inside. We've got them 4 wide down the main straight. You wouldn't think there'd be enough room for all of the cars, but there is. Here comes David Barbala around the outside, and we've got a bit of a problem with the front end collapsing on
Jennings is
Selena
up the
Jennings'
wall,
car.
Paul. That was a big hit here over near the pit gate for Selena Jennings. Yeah.
A broken caster bar on the front, so you can see that. This here, caster bar goes back to there, or back to the bottom arm. And that's broken, unfortunately. Selena, that wasn't much fun.
No. Brings back memories of 12 months ago, actually, just about.
It's all right. Keep on chipping away. We'll see you back on Sunday night for the Queen's Royal. Let's go to the replay and check out. We just got the end of it on a Ken Mills Toyota big screen. And there it is.
Yeah.
That's the aftermath, or the very tail end as she got into the concrete. Well, it's been that kind of night, hasn't it? Plenty of twists and turns. And plenty. Have a look at the trailer tyre on the right. Oh. Have a look at this. We'll go to camera 3 on the infield. The old Sunraiser. Are you kidding me, Joel? Running the trailer tyres, mate. It's been a bad night when you've had to steal the trailer tyres off the trailer out the back.
I don't know what to say. It's been one of them nights. It's been, went off the start there and clip come off the throttle cable, and that's all she wrote. It's just, real disappointing.
That's all right, mate. You'll be back. Bigger than better, the Aussie champ. And nice work, Nick. I like it.
We've still got 14 laps remaining. Go, Nick Blaze says, catch me. Barbala would be the next one. Chasing hard in there too is Brooke Etherden. Etherden back there in position number 3 as they go round the western corner for the first time on the restart. And have a look at David Barbala He's only interested in being in position number 1 as they go under the tower. A move on the outside too is from Bo Smithwick. Smithwick up there in position number 3 in front of Brooke Etherton. Etherton fighting back on the inside. Remember, we only want the front 3 cars. Nick Blaze to the better of car number 88, that of David Barbala. Bo Smithwick has got himself through into position number 3, allowing Brooke Etherton to slip back 1 into 4. Got a couple of other cars moving up quickly through the field as they come down the main straightaway once again. And David Barbala has taken the 88 car down through the ruts in turn 1 and 2 and into the race lead as he goes around the western corner. So local car 88 starting to put a bit of distance between himself and Nick Blaze. Next one through would be the 60 car of Smithwick, and then we go back to Jai Coomber moving through.
Yeah, how good is that, Dave Barbara? Have a listen to the car. You can hear it just going. He's just feathering that throttle, but it is full noise the whole way around for Dave Barbara. Nick Blaze in second, Jai Cooper for 3, and Bo Smithwick in 4. The field sorted themselves out now as we come around. We've got car 33 around, and that is, I tell you what, he just missed the official there. Car number 33. Let's go back to the front of the pack now. Davey Barbara still leads them around. We've got 8 laps to go here on Production Sedans. Coomber in Nick Blaze in second still. And Jai Coomber hot on the tail of him there in third position. We've got a little bit of lap traffic, Paul Gannon, and we've got 7 laps to go.
Race leader David Barbala doing a great job out the front. Still a battle royal low back behind him, and in fact David slowing a little bit. Nick Blaze closing the gap, and Coomber not too far away either in the 92 car as they go round the western corner once again. A long way back then it comes to Bo Smithwick, as probably these 3 will be the ones progressing unless something really goes wrong. Smithwick in trouble a little bit because Brooke Etherton moves up underneath as they go down the back straight, and then the back of the tail of the Etherton car gets the wobbles up. We've got a challenge for the race lead. Nick Blaze down the inside. Thought there was something a little amiss with the David Barbala car. He fights back though on the outside with just the 4 laps remaining. So Nick Blaze versus David Barbala, trying desperately to get up involved in this is the Jai Coomber car, but they've dropped him off down under the control tower with only 3 to go. So front 3 and a flat tyre, I think, on the outside back for Coomber. So that may be the end of his feature hopes as Smithwick. Bo Smithwick moves up on him but doesn't go straight around the outside, and that allows car number 3 to say thank you very much, and that's Josh Jarius, and Jarius goes careering into position number 3 and may find himself qualifying with just a few laps remaining. The white flag coming out, Damo, for Nick Blaze.
Yeah, Nick Blaze leads him around. David Barbara, he'll have to be content with second position in this race. He's driven it really well though, and up into third, like you said, is Josh Jarius. Can he hold on? The checkered flag will come out. Nick Blaze takes the win. Davey Barbara for second. Josh Jarius will come third. They'll move to the next round. It was Brooke Etherton for 4 and Bo Smithwick for 5. Production Sedans will be back right after this.
Well, here they come, folks. The Modlites. Their feature final coming your way. 20 laps of action from these incredible little machines. Bevan Collins to start himself from pole. We'll have Sam Galchowski, the 74 car, outside of him. Pacey Clegg and the 3 car out of 16, Dylan Hunter. The 45 car out of 17, Sean Egan. is car 41 out of 18. Anthony Stewart is car 32 out of 19. And Kathy Parmenter gets to drive car 64 out of 20. And Bevan Collins versus Sam Golchewski. Off the front row, Pacey Clegg, Mitchell Parmenter, the second row, 20 laps, we're off and racing. Bevan Collins down low on the racetrack. Sam Golchewski has to just let him go and then tries to drive around the outside. It doesn't work. Pacey Clegg tucked in there in position number 3. They're still too wide as they go down the main straightaway after lap number 1. Bevan Collins is the race leader. Sam Golchewski just keeps the 74 car right beside him. Around the western corner yet again. Bevan Collins, mind down the main straightaway, but the tail hangs a little bit and Golchewski takes the 74 car into the race lead. Bevan Collins back under him. Back then we go to Mitchell Parmenter. Pacey Clegg would be the next one. Then you've got a whole swarm of bees coming. They're called Modlite bees under the tower, and these two are still at it. Bevan Collins on the inside. On the outside is Sam Golchewski. He gets the nose of the car in front around the western corner once again, careering down the main straightaway, and Golchewski it is who takes the 74 into the race lead from Bevan Collins. Back then we go to Mitchell Parmenter. Parmenter will have Sean Rose not too far away. We got a problem in turn number 3. Car 9, I think it is, from this distance.
Yeah, there's plenty of fuel pouring out of the 9 as well, actually. A lot of fuel was coming out of that Q9. And he's stationary the wrong way, and when he bikes sideways that way, so our fire crew just going over because he could fire this thing up, and here it is. You can watch this. It comes into screen and you can see all the fuel just pouring out of this thing up on the Ken Mills Toyota Ultimate screen right now. You know what, as he gets firing away, Nick, check out this. Fuel or water is the thing, isn't it? We're not quite. It was very fuely. You know what I like? This Wasp Racing sign here in the bar. Now we're getting serious when we're bringing, look at that. You're bringing supporter flags.
Watch for the restart as they arrive at the white line to the outside of the witch's hat, even for the little Modlites. No passing, single file. Bevan Collins a little bit slow to get away, but Mitch Parmenter had the thing jumping around like a kangaroo behind him. Sean Rose tucked in there in position number 4, and they're all chasing Sam Golchewski. Sam Golchewski, Bevan Collins, Mitch Parmenter. Next one through will be Sean Rose, Pacey Clegg. Nathan Polich is there in the 48 car as they go careering down the back straight. Car 21 trying to get involved too is Casey Collins, but right now our race leader, Sam Golchewski, has disappeared into the distance. To the better, Bevan Collins, back then to Mitch Parmenter. Sean Rose a little high on the racetrack. Nathan Polich is the 48 car, the next one in the line, getting it a little bit crossed up, but then holding it back on line is the 66 car of Sean Butcher. That's the way. We got another car facing the wrong way on the inside of the racetrack is the 41 car. That's Sean Egan. We'll bring them all back again with 13 laps remaining. Yeah. In position number 2, Mitch Parmenter is still there. Sean Rose also. We've still got 13 laps remaining in the Modlite feature. To the white line they go. Sam Golchewski, Bevan Collins, Sean Rose. Next car through is Mitch Parmenter, Nathan Polich, then Sean Butcher. That's the way they go round the western corner. And a little bit of push and shove between Polich and Mitch Parmenter allows the Butcher car, the 66 car, to have a look on the outside. Back then to Pacey Clegg. Western corner. Sam Golchewski running away. Into position number 2 will go Sean Rose. Back then we go to Bevan Collins. Collins gets it back, heading in the right direction. Nathan Pollard, Sean Butcher finds a hole in the racetrack and puts the little car up in the air. Back then to Mitch Parmenter. Coming up on the tail of some of the slower vehicles right now, but it's the 74 of Sam Golchewski from Sean Rose. Here comes Nathan Pollard, muscles his way through underneath Bevan Collins. Then we've got a great scrap between the 48 car down on the inside. Mitch Parmenter. Pacey Clegg would be the next one, Casey Collins, and then Terry Lierenfeld. But we're back then with our race leader coming down the main straight away and coming up very quickly on Nick Keeley. Underneath the control tower he goes. Nathan Pollard has got himself up into position number 2. Back then we go to Sean Rose. On the outside is still Sean Butcher, and on the inside we got a red one on. Car 5 it is.
And so getting down to the pointy end of this race, still 7 laps to run. Here we go, let's go to the replay. Look, this is just under yellow here. Look at this. Right hand, left hand down, a little bit of push and shove, a little nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Whack, under yellow as a serve up. The boys are keen. The Modlite feature, Paul, with 7 to run.
Sam Golchewski says, let's go. Nathan Pollard, Sean Rose. Next one through is Sean Butcher. And then we've got Bevan Collins, and those 5 will settle down. Pacey Clegg would be the next one, Casey Collins. Taking some movement up through the field as the others settle down. Terry Lierenfeld is the car right up on the outside of the racetrack, but down the back straight. Sam Golchewski is the race leader. Around the western corner he goes. Got a little bit of a problem that time around the corner, and that allows Nathan Pollard to close right up on him. Golchewski drifted offline a little bit. We got another flashing light. Casey Collins. Look for a restart as they head towards the white line. Front car in the Modlite says go. Go, says Sam Golchewski. Nathan Pollard right in there behind him very quickly as they head down the back chute once again. Sam Golchewski, Nathan Pollard. Here comes Pollard down the inside in the 48 car. Side by side they go under the tower. Sam Golchewski versus Nathan Pollard. Back then we go to Sean Rose. Bevan Collins trying to get up underneath. Down the main straight, Sam Golchewski. Nathan Pollard. Golchewski shuts the door, drove straight across in front of him and said, my line. So it's Sam Golchewski who now knows I've got to stay down low near the grass. To Nathan Pollard. Back then to Sean Rose, who's got his hands full. Around the outside comes the 17 car of Neil Gregson. Gregson gets himself up into position number 3. The other one on a mission is Casey Collins as the Sean Butcher car rolls onto the infield and out of the event. Race leader Sam Golchewski, Nathan Pollard. Long way back in position number 3 is Neil Gregson. Next one through is Casey Collins. Can't be too many laps left remaining. Down to the white flag. It's going right down to the death. Sam Golchewski versus Nathan Pollard. Pollard is right there. Golchewski's got the western corner. Here comes Sam Pollard. Side by side round the western corner. but Galchewski has held him at bay. Nathan Polich. Next one home will be Neil Gregson in front of Casey Collins, Pacey Clegg, Terry Lierenfeld and Bevan Collins. They'll be back tomorrow night, folks. Put your hands together for him. Sam Galchewski, Nathan Polich and Neil Gregson.
And it rolls around with a checkered flag. A good job by Sam Galchewski to get the win in the 74. It's a trick-looking machine. And we might grab him for a quick chat here. That's pretty cool. He'll be pretty happy about that and didn't have it all his way. It was a good performance. Very cool. We'll have a quick chat. Oops, sorry, Nick. Not the first rodeo. And he'll be pretty happy about this, I'm sure. Sam, well done, mate. Good job.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, there's a couple little holes in the track there. We've made it pretty fun. Nathan come and showed a nose there, which is good. So, thanks everyone for coming out. It should be a ripper final here. Thanks to Aaron and Dan and all the boys in the back in the pits for getting this car on rails. So, yeah, thank you.
Have a couple of cherry ripes or a couple of ginger rails or something tonight, mate, and come back and do it tomorrow.
Yeah, I reckon that's the plan, mate. It'd be rude not to, eh?
Good on you, mate. Congratulations, Sam Galchewski, who wins.
This is a massive field. This is a massive field, folks. This could be anything, Rhino.
It could be 22 starters here for 20 laps of the production sedans. Might even be 25 laps. Who knows? It's going to be cool.
25 laps is the journey.
And well done to all the officials and everyone to get us to this point. And well done to the Bromad Racing to get Brodie Fraser back out there after that big crash earlier on. That's a phenomenal job. Well done. We're set to go green here, Damo, for the Production Sedan feature race. The last event of night one here at Ian Race Parts, Kingaroy Speedway, and we are green, Damo.
We are making some noise, Rhino. Josh Arthur leads him around. Josh Krang up on the outside. We've got one around car 54. Oh, this is going to be absolute carnage. We've got one on the side. No one had anywhere to go.
Holy. A chaotic start. A big wreck on the main straight, or the back straight here, with multiple cars involved. The Graham car got really sideways and everyone else had nowhere to go. There's damage. Jesse Martin was involved. You can see him on screen right now. Ash McKellar has destroyed the front end of this Cortina. Oh, goodness. There's some big damage there. Harris involved here. Townsend's got damage. All right, let's check out how that all unfolded. Everyone's A-OK. Jack Graham up on the top of the car there. Well done, and thank you for showing your appreciation. Let's go and check out the replay of how that all unfolded here. So there it is. Just in front of that, it was starting to get messy. We're going to show you every angle because there was a lot going on. And then he gets upside down there and there's cars belted from pillar post. We'll go to a second angle now from our Enfield camera. This will be special. And our cameraman had them coming every which way. Look at this. Yeah, it's like, and in my ears was Jared Ash, the producer, going, "Go Nick, go, 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 get out of the road." So we've got, and he stood there, and now he's still running around making sure everyone's A-okay. Let's go to, this is from the top of the control tower now, another angle. That's big crash, that's big impact. Yeah, that's a big wreck to round out the night here. All right. Pretty crazy. Look at the damage here to the rear of Barbara. So this is the rear bumper. That should be up about here. So this bumper down on the angle, this should be up at about here. There's a lot of damage there. See this? This is the fuel protection bar. So the fuel tank is underneath there, and look how bent that is. So that there, that's the fuel tank. Look at this. This is a fuel, should be straight out here, and that's all bent down. This fuel protection bar to stop anything getting in there and busting that fuel cell, which is exactly what this roll cage just did, and saved this from being an inferno in a big rear contact like that. Let's go to the super slow-mo of that crash from camera 1. So Graham sideways, and look at Jesse Martin here, gets contact, then gets right, rides the wheel there, and then there's just chaos. Chris Evans just sneaks through on the inside there, and then look, whack. And Barbara, whack. Oh, just absolute chaos. So we got a little bit going on here. So here's the dog leg. So this has all been smacked in. So this would all be a bit down here, but it's all a little bit ugly. So this is just normal tin. Yeah, fiberglass is all good. This is tin work. Fiberglass panel. Here's another, you can have another look on the inside. Sorry, Killer, we're gonna show the rear end of this thing. It looks pretty cool. But there's not a lot in here. That tin work should be folded down to here, and it's not. But the crash crew on the infield will get that sorted in a minute. And you can look right through to a little fuel cell. And some nice, pretty bar work in there. And that's what the rear end of a production sedan looks like here. On the 32, they've done an awesome job to turn this car around. So, Gemma Laidlaw on the infield as well. She's out of the event. The Victorian from Bartonsdale. So we're set for the restart. We're going green with Josh Arthur and Josh Krang Damo.
Yeah, let's hope we can get a lap down. Josh Arthur and Josh Krang lead them around. We've got Braden Pacey and Simon Walker. That's 3 and 4. We're looking a little bit cleaner this time. Still a little bit of elbow out as Evans in the little Cortina gets shoved down low. Let's catch them as they come round. It's Josh Krang, Arthur, Pacey, Walker, Harrison, friends. That's how we run. Here, we've got a yellow.
Yeah, Matt Thomas was involved over there in the 41.
Brings the car to the...
We're channeling a quick finish. As their time's getting away for us, Josh Krang gets us back underway with still 19 laps to run here, boys.
Yeah, Josh Krang leads them around. Josh Arthur in second. And Braden Page in third. Simon Walker has a little bit of a look up high to try and grab some. And I tell you what, he's found a little bit of something up there as well. Here comes Brody Fraser up on the inside. Car 32 up underneath Sarah Franz now as well. He's up into 6th position and is wheeling the big 32 around. Simon Walker having a look around the outside of Braden Pacey now. It's still Josh Krang out in front and Josh Arthur in second. Simon Walker and Braden Pacey. What a great battle we've got going there. Gary Harrison, here comes Brody Fraser. Sarah Franz still having a little bit of a sniff around there. Brody Fraser now up underneath Harris. Gets him down the back straight away. Paul Gannon, Josh Crang leads them around.
Josh Crang leads the way. Josh Arthur still in hot pursuit. Back then we go to Braden Pacey, who's got Simon Walker. Simon Walker looking for the outside. It's not going to be there. Back then we go to Brady Fraser in front of Nick Blade. Fraser! Oh my goodness me! Oh, what else can happen to the 32 car? It hit a rut. Something went wrong. And somehow he pulled it up.
And the Pacey car and the Fireys have had to go either end to the racetrack. Good job by those guys. So we're going, here is up on the ultimate screen, look. Whack, gets in hard. So I'll let this play through. Brody ends up in the concrete there, and then comes into screen here, and you watch the flames on the 63 of Braden Pacey.
Look at that.
It's a proper big fireball. And pulls up in front of our ultimate screen. 11:15, and who cares?
No, listen, it's a production feature race. That's what it is.
That's normal crash and bash. Look at the right rear. It's not. It's half flat. It's going flat for Josh Crang. So I reckon he may be able to continue because it's not actually flat yet.
Right.
It's going to be a dog's breakfast to drive. And he's going to take no further part. To quickly jump in here with Gemma Laidlaw. Gemma, hard luck.
Yeah, it is hard luck, but it's racing, it happens.
Certainly does. Big effort for you guys to come up here to be part of this weekend. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, we did 15 hours yesterday, so definitely a big weekend, but huge thanks to Mum and Dad and all the crew at home and all the sponsors for making it happen.
You rolled up to Sydney on New Year's Day. That was a big trip, and then went home and then decided to come back to Kingaroy. That is unbelievable.
Yeah, unfortunately another disappointing night at Sydney, but glad I've made the A-main both times.
Absolutely. Good luck on Sunday night for the Queen's Draw.
Yes, thanks, Rhino.
14 laps to run here in the Production Sedan feature race. The clock says we've been going 10 minutes, but it's been longer than that. Here we go, Paul.
Josh Arthur, Simon Walker, Nick Blaze, and David Barbala, would you believe, is right in the mix. Chris Evans is up there as well. Chris Evans, the mover, down on the inside, but Josh Arthur is the one going up onto that cushion, driving it, powering around Simon Walker in hot pursuit. Nick Blaze, next run through, David Barbala. Then we've got Chris Evans. Evans down on the inside has got himself up into position number 4. Mitchell Blaze would be the next one in there. Sarah France is in the mix as well, as is Josh Harm. But right now, Josh Arthur, have a listen. He is not lifting the foot at any time. Underneath the control tower he goes, right up high on that push. Simon Walker's up there as well. So is Nick Blaze. One coming at a great rate of knots is David Barbala, but he's got Chris Evans down on the inside of him, and a pack of cars behind, including Josh Harm, as they've gone under the tower once again.
Yeah, 10 laps of the journey to go. Josh Arthur leads him around. He's about 4 or 5 car lengths in front of second place of Simon Walker in the Freeman's Estates number 2. Right up hard on the concrete fence. Harris, he's in third. Here comes Harmy, Barbara, and Evans. Evans up underneath Barbara now. He's not going to let the little Cortina be beaten by a Holden. Barbara back around the outside, right up high. There's 2 parts of this racetrack, ladies and gentlemen. Right down on the pole line and right up on the cush. If you get into the centre of the track, you are all messy. Arthur leads him around. 7 laps to go now. Here comes Josh Harm up on the back of Harris. He'll have a sniff up on the inside. He won't mind going on the outside either. Arthur still out in front. Walker in second. How good is this? Here comes, no, Josh Harm. Harm's front right has collapsed. He's kept it off the wall though. 6 laps of the journey to go, Paul. Oh, we've got a yellow.
They can't get off. Of course, these things don't have rear view mirrors, so you can't see what's coming. Hard luck, Josh Harm.
Hard luck for Harmy.
Just folks, listen to the revs of the Josh Arthur car.
Yeah.
He doesn't give it any rest at all, and it's 6 to go. Josh Arthur, Simon Walker, Nick Blaze, David Barbler in there. Sarah Franz is still there as well. Go Wheel Racing with 6 remaining. Arthur puts the foot down. Simon Walker tries to go the pace with him, so does Nick Blaze, but it's not going to work. Western corner, and Josh Arthur has got the right foot so far down. He's made a hole in the floor. Under the control tower they go. Simon Walker would be the next one. Nick Blaze, David Barbler, Mitchell Blaze trying to get involved in this little bit as well, and Sarah France is there also. So the minor placings are by no means finished, as 4 laps remaining in the event. Josh Arthur.
Have a look at this in 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. Harris, Barbler, Franz and Blaze. They are going head and nail. This is insane. We've still got Josh Arthur out the front and Simon Walker in second. Here comes Harris up underneath Barbler. Barbler up high. Blaze comes down underneath Harris now. And Sarah Franz is still in the mix as well. Production Sedans. Night 1 of the King's Royal here at Ian Botter Race Parts, Kingaroy Speedway. Josh Arthur leads the race, 2 seconds in front of Simon Walker. It's Barbler in 3rd position now. David Barbler, that is. Harris for 3. Here comes Sarah Franz for 4. The white flag comes out for Josh Arthur now. Have a look at Barbler. The front wheel on the inside is just hanging there. He still wheels it around though. I don't know how that car's still rolling. It'll be Josh Arthur to take the checkered flag. Simon Walker for 2. Harris for 3. Blaze for 4. Barbler on 4 wheels gets 6. Ladies and gentlemen, righto. Production Sedans, that was insane.
22 started and 5 finished. Are you kidding me? Wow. There is junk. It'll take us till about 1:30 in the morning to clear the infield. But take nothing away from this guy. I reckon his right rear was going flat too, just quietly. In the closing stages there, Josh Arthur has got the win. Make sure you give him a cheer as he rolls past. Was very, very impressive. We'll have a quick chat with him after he does his victory lap. What a crazy, crazy end to night 1 of the Ian Botter Race Parts Kings Royal. Show your appreciation. He rolls past your winner of the Production Sedan feature. It'll be donut time here for Arthur.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Why not?
In true Kingaroy spirit. As he rolls past the bar, they got rowdy over there, I'm sure. What a night it's been. We'll go and grab Josh quickly.
Hasn't the peanut bowl turned it on tonight, Rhino? Fantastic racing. Smooth as all night. A little bit of...
well, the racetrack wasn't, but it made character.
Yeah, character. Yeah, as Josh Arthur comes back to the control tower, Rhino will grab a quick word with him.
He'll be pretty happy, I reckon. Impressive stuff by this guy to get the win. And what a performance. Well, well, well. I thought your tyre was going flat, but it wasn't. Well done, mate. You were unreal.
Thank you. Oh my God, that's hard work out there.
You're not wrong, mate. You just made it work on the top, though, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, the car felt amazing. It's been really good. Been up there in the podiums lately. That's the first win in a very long time that I've had. So sorry about the donut, but just couldn't help it.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not surprised that your digital display in your dash says engine hot because it was working hard out there, mate.
Yeah, I don't think I lifted for about 10 laps straight. So the poor girl had some hard work to do. But big thanks to all the sponsors, everyone that come out to help me. Mum and Dad, especially Dad, for making the car look good with all these panels, and Tony from Cheval Trailers, Harmy from HTS, everyone else. Sorry, I forgot you, but yeah. Brian Galley, that motor's just bulletproof, mate. Can't thank you enough. He's here today, so it's good to see his work go around the track a bit. Yeah, woo!
Good on you, mate. Congratulations. Good job. Josh Arthur gets the win. And I tell you what a night it's been here at Ian Botcher Race Parts, Kingaroy Speedway. Thank you so much to everyone for tuning in here live at the venue and right around the world on Clay Per View. We're back tomorrow. All the action starts on track at 4 o'clock. On behalf of everyone here at the South Burnett Speedway class, have a wonderful night, drive safe, and good night.
Special thanks